God Studio. For more information, visit inofthemountaingods.com.
I think it just brings back those memories.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa, waiting for the bill to compel the DOJ to release the Epstein files to be transferred from Congress to the desk of President Trump, who has said we have nothing to hide. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley.
A lot of people suddenly are going to get real reticent to talk about Epstein, whether it's Hakeem Jeffries, whether it's Larry Summers.
A Republican on Jesse Waters' prime time, the leader of Saudi Arabia, ups his investment in the U.S. Fox's Doug Luzader.
According to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, it will approach $1 trillion. And we learned the U.S. will sell F-35 fighter jets to the Saudis. That further solidifies military ties, and the president has declared the country a major non-NATO ally.
Today, President Trump, the Crown Prince, and top American business executives attending the U.S. Saudi Investment Forum in D.C. America's listening to Fox News.
At Franklin Veterinary Clinic, they're a full-service clinic that offers comprehensive care for family pets, equine athletes, and livestock alike. They have multiple veterinarians on staff providing the best possible care for your animals at every stage of their life. And when emergencies arise, they offer 24-hour ambulatory services and after-hour emergency care. The new emergency number is 575-808-7725. Franklin Veterinary Clinic, a tradition and excellence in caring, proudly serving Lincoln, Chavez, and Otero counties.
2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs, is veteran-owned and the largest firearms dealer around. A state-of-the-art indoor shooting range with a Milo FBI training simulator where you can shoot live fire or laser with over 1,000 different scenarios. Lots of ammo in stock and online, plus a large selection of optics in stock from Night Force, Vortex, EOTech, and more. 2A Tactical carries all types of firearm accessories, including safes, tactical gear, and a new full line of King's Camo in stock. Plus, if 2A Tactical doesn't have what you want in stock, it's sure to be on their huge website, 2atacticalrange.com, where they offer financing, monthly memberships, or hourly rates available with a huge variety of guns for rent, including a fully auto AR. And 2A Tactical has your suppressors, also known as silencers. And right now, suppressors are getting approved faster than ever. But as always, you can come shoot your suppressors in range even before you're approved. Not your typical gun store. 2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs, or online at 2atacticalrange.com.
Your call is very important.
Still waiting on your cable company to care? With slow speeds and hidden fees, maybe it's time to pull the plug. Kinetic gives you 100% fiber and gig speeds with 25 times faster uploads than cable. Local service that actually shows up, and clear pricing that isn't there to surprise you. So ditch cable and connect with the right crowd. Get up to $200 when you switch. Visit GoKinetic.com. Kinetic. Internet better. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply.
Dear crew, it's Toyota. With an adult-sized third row, everyone's welcome in the Grand Highlander. From sports fans to eco-buffs and movie fans. Sink back in the Sienna with an available rear seat entertainment system. Slip into the RAV4 with available all-wheel drive. And let's go. Toyota. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, man, turn that down. Where's my keys?
Hey, what's the rush?
I'm headed to the JC to sign up for some classes.
What's the hurry? We barely graduated.
I heard classes are filling up.
So what, you're gonna be a scientist or something?
Man, I could be a welder, police officer, barber, or maybe even a nurse. They make bank.
Yeah, right.
They even have audio and video classes for you.
Really? Hold up. Let me get my keys and I'll drive.
Just roll on out to New Mexico Junior College and register at nmjc.edu today.
Experience the Mighty Wash way in Hobbs, where you get superhero service with a smile every time. From their powerful wash packages to unlimited monthly memberships, they've got your ride covered. Visit them at 1020 Joe Harvey Boulevard or 530 West Bender Boulevard to see why Mighty Wash is the top choice for a cleaner, shinier car. Fast, friendly, and always professional. Mighty Wash. Clean never looked so good.
Hi, this is Amy for Fusion Medical Spa in the River Crossing Ruidoso, here to tell you about our November specials. This month we're featuring Botox, a popular option that men and women use to reduce wrinkles between and around the eyes, mouth, and forehead. It offers immediate and lasting results that last for approximately 4 months. In honor of National Botox Day, Wednesday, November 19th, buy a $50 Botox gift card and get one free. That's a tremendous savings on the purchase of Botox units. So telephone for a Botox appointment today, 575 575-257-4SPA. That's 575-257-4772 for Fusion Medical Spa on the River Crossing. Soon to be in our new medical complex on Meacham Drive.
Thanks, Amy. And coming soon, you'll be hearing about the annual Fusion Medical Spa 12 Days of Christmas specials that offer discounts on many products and procedures. Telephone today for a free consultation from Dr. Stephen A. Rath of Fusion Medical Spa. 257-4SPA. That's 257-4772. For Fusion Medical Spa and the River Crossing Ruidoso.
I was driving home from work.
I was heading out to meet my friends.
I was thinking about what I would make for dinner.
I was just changing the station on my radio.
I was checking my cell phone.
I was only trying to change lanes.
I never saw him.
I never saw him. I never saw that motorcycle.
Until it was too late.
Unfortunately, sometimes drivers don't notice motorcycles on the road until it's too late. Be aware. Always look for motorcycles, because it's their road too.
Sponsored by NMDOT and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and this station.
Getting you ready for the holidays, there's big pre-Thanksgiving savings this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Butterball turkeys, 10 pounds and up, $1.89 a pound. Cornish game hens, $1.79 a pound. 2-pound bag of Rocket apples, just $2.99. Fancy ears of corn, 2 for $1. Get big savings on Plains Dairy Heavy Whipping Cream, 32 ounce, just $5.48. Also specials on Half and Half, Food Club whipped topping, and your Craven flavored pies, the big 38 ounce, just $5.98. These are just a few of the big pre-Thanksgiving savings this week at Bob's Ridgeway, where for the last 50 Thanksgivings, your grocery dollar's always gone farther. 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
This morning show rocks.
I love it. I get it all. The one and only.
I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Back on the chain gang. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. We are the In the Breakfast Club. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply. They have parts for semis, heavy trucks, and industrial trucks. Text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer.
Oh, yeah.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
If I'm having a bad day, you guys make me feel better.
I can't get enough.
Let's go.
Up and at 'em.
It's Wednesday.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
I'm ready for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Y'all ready for this? You know what I'm saying?
What is this show?
This show is stupid.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. Oh, love it so much.
Does that make me weird?
Does that make me weird? Yes.
Yes.
I guess.
I'm a weirdo. You're a weirdo.
Good thing it's Weirdo Wednesday.
All right, everyone. Let's get weird.
What is it?
Showtime.
And good morning to you. It is B and the Breakfast Club on this Weirdo Wednesday. Somehow I feel like that is appropriate.
Oh, it's very appropriate.
We are broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Of course, we're being powered by Permian Ford in Hobbs. Our question of the day today brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply. And that question, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you right now.
Do it.
What is your favorite conspiracy theory, and do you believe it? I think you got to answer whether you believe it or not. You can text that in on our studio text line. That's brought to you by Amigo Machinery. That's 877-396-9105. 877-396-9105. Like I said, Kevin's not here today. Y'all gave him a headache yesterday when you were complaining about how he says farmers. And
farmers and important.
Yeah, important. Yeah. But we're going to carry on anyway, because that's what he wanted us to do. He texted us and said so. Today is National Play Monopoly Day. Well, that would have been a good question, too. How long is your average Monopoly game? Have a bad day. I don't even know what that means.
Well, I saw that one, and I was like, I'm not going to say that one. I don't want to have a bad day.
I'm going to reverse that. Don't have a bad day. Have the best day ever. National Carbonated Beverage Day and World Toilet Day. Not like world, like WHIRLED, like world.
Yeah.
But world, like around the world.
Gotcha.
Have you ever been to a toilet in another country that was different than they are here?
No.
So around the world, there are a lot of different toilets scenarios, right? I'm going to say it that way. If you go to some places in Europe, they don't use toilet paper. They only have bidets. If you go to Turkey, they have a hole in the floor, right? Okay. It's just like picture a shower basin with no walls and just a hole in the middle where the drain is. And some restrooms like that. They're interesting. That could be like a secondary question, right?
Yeah.
We could do that. Weather today being brought to you by WWRV. If you're wanting an affordable and quiet place to park your RV while you are working around Carlsbad, WWRV is 3 RV parks in one. Yeah, they have a goal to be the quiet place for their working tenants. They have 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp service available, and all utilities are included in the price. And that includes premiered wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming needs. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. You can get pricing and contact info by visiting their website. That's www.rvx3.com, or you can call them 575-988-0392 for WWRV. Weather in Albuquerque today. Right now, it looks like you're around 46 degrees. You got a shot at some showers today. It says thunderstorm showers all through today through to tomorrow. And it's going to clear out. Friday, your high is going to be around 57. And then by the time the weekend rolls around, another chance at some showers. Up in Ruidoso, yeah, you're probably raining right now. Showers likely all day today, continues through the night, and might change over to snow tomorrow. So you might get a little bit of the white stuff out there. But by the weekend, you're going to get up into the 50s again, and again, another chance of showers. And here in southeast New Mexico, kind of a wash, rinse, repeat. We're going to get a shot at some showers today, too. We have about a 30 to 60% chance later on in the evening, and then pretty much guaranteed going to rain tomorrow, and then clear out. And then again, by the weekend, a chance at some thunderstorms. There is so much going on here. We were cramming when we found out Kevin wasn't going to be here. So we have to get all these stories in here. And so we're counting on you to tell us about your conspiracy theories and things like this. Now, I also want to bring up Thanksgiving. That's next week, in case you didn't figure that out. According to a new survey, the average American celebrating Thanksgiving, Monica, how much do you think they're going to spend?
Like just with traveling and everything, or just on meal?
Food, drinks, decorations, travel, and miscellaneous items.
I'm gonna say it's one of those odd numbers, like $382.
$952. They must be flying, right?
Yeah,
they gotta be flying. I don't know.
Or traveling, gas.
Yeah, I mean, gas is down though, right? I mean, the price of gas is down. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
House Democrats slammed for their sick defense of the colleague caught texting Epstein during the 2019 hearing. Now, we talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Who did?
The Democrats. They are protecting Jeffrey Epstein and all of that kind of stuff. And we got a lot of sound bites to get to dealing with Epstein this morning. But, they were trying to censor Plaskett, who is out of the Caribbean, basically, the Virgin Islands. And they came to her defense, and so she's not going to be censored.
Wow.
Censured.
It's
one of those funny words.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about that? Like, if you have a sitting member texting someone who's in jail, basically, or out waiting to go to jail.
Or on parole or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was. That texting her and coaching her how to do her job against the president.
Who at the time?
Who was Donald Trump.
So it was the first term.
Yes.
Well, obviously. But...
And, Plaskett, she got a lot of financial contributions from Epstein. Huh, imagine that. She served as an attorney in the Virgin Islands, on the Economic Development Authority that granted him hundreds of millions in alleged improperly obtained tax exemption over the course of 20 years. So with all that coming out, why is it okay for our senators and Congress people and things like that to do that?
It's really not. I guess because nobody's ever held them to that.
Well, Democrats,
so to say. Did we just become a careless government?
I don't think we just became one. I think it's been getting there for a while.
I think it's been getting there, and money's kind of ruled everything.
Well, sure.
And people run for those offices for those illegal financial gains.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And
It's not so much that they care about their constituents or even their cities or wherever they're running from, states.
And unfortunately, I think that's right. I think gone for the most part, not everyone, but gone for the most part are the days when people wanted to serve in public office to serve the public good.
And I like what one texter said yesterday. Like there's like people who were, they used to do it to volunteer to make changes in their community. And I never really honestly had looked at it like that. But you're right. It should have been that way.
Well,
People who were already business owners who had a somewhat wealth, you know?
Right. And I don't begrudge them the salary.
Right.
That's not it. It's the fact that they want to be corrupt.
Correct.
Like they go into it with the idea that they're going to be corrupt. And speaking of yesterday, and you guys can text us 877-396-9105. The Cloudflare outage, of course, knocked out our text line and a whole bunch of other stuff, ChatGPT, Copilot X, Spotify, all that stuff. And apparently it was some little update glitch that they had to fix. They said they weren't being attacked. So
it was a glitch.
That's what they say.
And they always blame it on.
Of course, the recent Amazon one, didn't they blame that on a glitch too? Kind of an update thing.
I don't remember even hearing about that.
That was a few weeks ago. I don't know. We got to get to thought of the day as we move along. Got lots of stories to get to and my head is spinning with these, but we got text to get to. And we got everything else to get to.
You guys, I'm trying to keep Blake from not freaking out, okay?
What?
Blake will not freak out today.
No.
I'm teasing.
Not going to freak. If I was going to freak, it'd have been earlier.
Hey.
Thought of the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. More than 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico with quality products and excellent service. Dependable. They don't come in when the boom is here. They are always here. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico and parts of West Texas. Delivery of gas and diesel, both on-road and off-road, along with oil and DEF fluid. They have service and value that can't be beat. Follow them on Facebook at wakefieldOil.com or call 575-622-4160. Thought of the day is expecting the world to treat you fairly because you're a good person is a little like expecting the bull not to attack you because you're a vegetarian.
That's good.
That's the thought of the day. Deep one. I had to go. Yeah, it was the conspiracy thing, right? We had to get close to that.
Real good.
Yeah, we're close. We're close. Jasmine Crockett, Monica's favorite. She factually challenged Lee Zeldin on Jeffrey Epstein. And I have one of the things Kevin did for us earlier was he did get in all of our clips, right? So we got those in there. Now, to be fair, I haven't listened to all of them, and we got a lot of Epstein stuff coming up, so we're going to get to that right away. But Jasmine Crockett, of course, she's a member of the squad, and she tried to attack EPA head Lee Zeldin, okay, for money from one Jeffrey Epstein, a doctor in New York, not the billionaire sex offender. So it's kind of funny because he went down there and it was part of the congressional record, and she was questioning him and being all self-righteous and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be real funny when she's on the report. Anyway, he was asked by Crockett if he got a campaign donation from Jeffrey Epstein.
If she had?
No, if he had. She was asking him.
Okay.
Okay. And He said, yes, Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, a totally different person, donated to a prior campaign. And then he added, I love this, no freaking relation, you genius. She was a little upset.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And we got lots of Epstein things to get to. And before I get to the cuts and everything, I know we got some text already coming in. Why don't we go ahead and hit some of those real quick?
Okay, I'm gonna get to as many as I can. There's a lot.
Well, give me three. Give me 3 or 4 right now, and then we'll.
Dylan from Lovington said, "I believe that we did not go to the moon. It was faked." You know, I never thought that could have been possible to fake going to the moon until I watched that movie.
Which movie?
The one with the ladies. What's the one with the ladies? Come on, help me out, audience.
Ghostbusters
No,
remake.
The ladies the NASA ladies. It was the story about those 3 black women that worked for NASA, I think. Is it? Come on, you guys.
Somebody tell us what it is, because I have no clue what she's talking about.
Okay. Good morning, guys and Monica. Have a great day. Good morning to my little butthead. Love ya. Have a great day, said Smokey. And just a PSA, don't forget what happened last year with those Butterball turkeys, so think twice before buying one of those this year, just to be on the safe side. My favorite conspiracy theory is we did not go to the moon. And yes, after all of the proof set before me, I now believe it, said Steve B.
Okay.
Hidden Figures. David and Artesia, thank you for your help, David. Hidden Figures.
Okay.
That was the one that got me. Okay.
How many other people said the moon?
The moon? Let me see.
While you're counting those, favorite conspiracy theory number 1 today: we didn't go to the moon. Being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. We're gonna give a sponsor to every one of these. Running low on fuel on 128 between Jal and Carlsbad? Check out Twin Wells Fuel Station. It's only 2 3/4 miles south of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Twin Wells Fuel Station's open to the public. A large, nicely built station with a lot of cover. They sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, and DEF. Twin Wells Fuel Station accepts all major credit, debit, and fleet cards. Don't sweat making it to the next town. Fill up just south of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Be safe on the road from Twin Wells Fuel Station.
Okay.
Give us another one.
We've got another one. Steeler64 said, my conspiracy is that I don't believe that we ever landed on the moon. Because if so, why haven't we gone back? Crooks was not alone in the assassination attempt. I believe it, said Bean Sandwich. Crooks was not alone. Okay, yeah, Crooks.
Okay, that for those that don't know who Crooks is, he is the one who tried to assassinate President Trump.
Okay. Epstein was and still is a government asset, and he's still alive. Ooh, says Jeff Rowe.
Ooh. On his island?
Probably. That editor chick said, my favorite conspiracy theory to make jokes about is the flat earth. When you start digging into their beliefs and such about it, it gets real fun to dissect and debate. A little jealous, said
You
Ed
know, they
McMahon.
have the Flat Earth Society. They have members all around the globe.
Really? I didn't know that they would
Think
argue
about what I
over
just said.
all around the globe. I get it. This texter said, ancient aliens. Jay and Carlsbad, hidden figures. I call it Medea goes to the moon. That was a good one, Jay and Carlsbad. Dexter's Lab texter said, yes, it is hidden figures. And little jealous, Ed McMahon didn't give out money or work for Publishers Clearinghouse. You know, I remember being little watching when they would go and like reward the people that won Publishers Clearinghouse. I wanted my parents to get the magazine so bad so that way we could win. It was a magazine, right? That you subscribed to?
You could subscribe to books.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
they did a lot of Reader's Digest books.
Okay.
And Ed McMahon worked for, what was it, Family something giveaway. Now, that's part of a bigger conspiracy theory, right? Like, that's the Mandela effect.
Okay.
So that's part of the bigger one. I'm gonna sponsor that one. Sorry.
Go ahead.
You want to do Flat Earth sponsor? Or you want to do Mandela effect sponsor?
Let's do Flat Earth.
Flat Earth. Boy, if it was flat, it'd be a lot easier. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main Street in Roswell. More than 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, and rifles. And they will take the time to find you the right gun. And if the earth was flat, you could shoot all the way across it. You can trade in or trade up, ladies. They encourage you to visit and shop with them and see their expert staff. They offer complete customer satisfaction, and they will take the time to talk to you and get you the right firearm just for you. Zia Gun, closed on Saturdays, always open on Sunday. Monica?
All right. My favorite conspiracy theory is Billy the Kid wasn't killed by Pat Garrett.
Ooh.
I believe that Crooks was smart enough to pull that off on his own. I have a bridge in New York City I want to sell you. Oh, if you believe that Crooks was smart enough to pull that off on his own, I have a bridge in New York City I want to sell you. Let's see. My favorite conspiracy is, the politicians in office will never vote to take away their own power, just like term limits. It needs to be put on the ballot
Amen.
For the public to vote on.
Amen.
And Cody M. said, talking about the flat earth, the leader of the foundation took a trip to Antarctica just to get proved wrong that the earth is in fact round. That's something that the Flat Earth Society has been trying to brush under the rug.
Of course they have. Of course.
This message included an unsupported attachment. Let me check it out. From the Bunghole Lover. The conspiracy theory about contrails versus chemtrails is something that I believe in. It's evident that these trails nowadays aren't the same as the ones we had years ago. Most people never look up and see what is going on in the sky. People need to wake up and see what's going on.
Oh, I want to talk about that.
Okay, go ahead.
The contrails have never changed because that's con is short for condensation. Right. And you get a jet engine going through the atmosphere at the height that it is, where there's moisture, you're going to have condensation. It's a heat temperature difference, right? Okay. So that's just going to happen. Those trails are a very short way out from the airplane. They dissipate, just like if you have condensation on your glass, it'll eventually run down. Chemtrails, on the other hand, when you go outside and you look up in the sky and you see those long straight lines, those are chemtrails.
Yes.
Now, that's everything from cloud seeding, which we've been doing for a long time, and we've been open about that. The government has been open about that, at least since the late 60s, early 70s. But some chemtrails, they say, now this is where the conspiracy theory comes in, about what they are trying to do with those, right?
Gotcha.
Like the cloud seeding, weather manipulation, that's always been known that they were doing that. Recently, and you can see this like in our mountain areas, if you go east over some forested areas going back east, you'll notice that they have areas where the trees are dying from the top down. That is not common. Not at all. And so they're blaming some of these chemtrails on that. So that could be the ones that they're talking about.
Our Teacher Breakfast Club fan said, I believe the CIA or the FBI used crooks to shoot Trump. Dexter's Lab Texter said, good morning. Favorite conspiracy is that we are in a simulation. Think like the Matrix. And Nemo
Do you believe it? That's the big thing. If you have a favorite conspiracy, do you believe it?
There you go. Nemo said, some call it being a flat earth, or I call it a biblical truth seeker. I don't think the Bible talks about the earth being flat.
One of these things is not like the other.
It's not okay.
Okay. Comparing apples and oranges, brought to you by La Tienda and Pecos. Got that? Apples and oranges?
Yeah. Blake.
La Tienda, Pecos, 810 South Eddy Street. Man, they got your Thanksgiving setup going. All right, you already know about all the turkey and dressing and all that kind of stuff. But they have the Sara Lee cheesecake on sale for $4.98. Everyone likes whipped topping, and they've got them for only $1.98 a tub. That's for an 8-ounce.
Good pass.
All right. Now, you say, well, you want to cook with some lard, right? You were talking about that the other day. 4-pound pail of lard, only $7.99. Now, what are you going to need that for? Pie crust. And if you don't want to make your own, they've got them for $2.68. Of course, they got all-purpose flour, 2 for $5. Granulated sugar, $2.98. They've got the pie filling at 2 for $8. They have confectioner's light brown sugar at $1.88. They've got blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, 6-ounce packages, 2 for $5. And if you got visitors coming over and you don't want to wash dishes, they have the Chinette paper plates. It's the 24 to 60 count varieties for only $6.98. So get in there to Pecos, La Tienda, and check out all their Thanksgiving specials.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. And Nemo says, where does it say that it's round and flying through space? He wants to know where it says. Where is it? Where does it say that it's round and flying through space?
Well, that's kind of a misnomer. Like, you point to me any history book that says that we're on a planet flying through space, and yet we know it's true. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're not in space, where are you? Don't give me that look. Oh, let's get to some of these things.
Okay, let's talk some headlines.
Let's
Do you have the story about the cheerleader that was found deceased on the Carnival cruise ship?
I do. I have that in here. I also have the tweet of the day. Let's do the tweet, and then I'm going to get to some more headlines. We got a homicide up in Albuquerque, 18-year-old they got with. They found out about. We're going to talk about Texas redistricting. We're going to talk about Saudi Arabia. We're going to talk about the Democrats urging military members to refuse illegal orders, they call them. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff coming up. Okay. I do want to get to the tweet of the day real quick. Tweet of the day being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without them. They serve all of Southeast New Mexico with the largest inventory of new and pre-owned RVs, including Keystone, Cougar, and Montana, just to name a few. They got fifth wheels, toy haulers, ultralight haulers. If you're working in the patch and living in a hotel, put that per diem to work for you. Maine Trailer Sales has been serving New Mexico for more than 65 years. Now you can check out their website, MaineTrailerSalesInc.com, or you can call them 575-622-1751. Their customer service is guaranteed. Maine Trailer Sales, don't go camping without them. And it's kind of fun to go looking at some of the trailers they have on there and see what it is. All right, tweet of the day. We have Scott Jennings. He is talking about trust, and we'll just let him say it.
If I can't trust you not to put a boy in a teenage girl's locker room, how will I ever listen to your plan for taxes and the economy? Right. I will not, because I've already concluded you're a lunatic.
I have to say he's right. Now, backing that up, and we'll get to a few of these. Yesterday, we were going to get to this one. We didn't quite get to it with Kevin's headache, and so we're going to get to it today. It was about The View, which is everyone's least favorite show, I think, on television. Is there anybody that actually likes that show?
The View?
Yeah.
No.
Besides white liberal women?
I don't know anybody who gathers like their honest to God information or learns anything from them. I think people watch them to critique them, and that's it.
Okay. Well, they're going to prove they hate America. Mm-hmm. So here is, what's her name? The lawyer. This is, no, not Anna Navarro. What's her name? Holstein? Sonny Holstein? Is that? I don't know. This is the lawyer girl on there. You know who it is. Here she is.
Because of my lived experience as an Afro-Latina, I'm able to look at this world with a different prism, and I'm able to tell this country and tell this audience and tell my fellow co-hosts some uncomfortable truths.
She hates America.
This is a country based on racism and slavery, and founded in it. There is systemic racism and misogyny, and there are people that I've never met anyone that raises their hand and says, I am racist. However, there are people that seem to be able to look the other way when it comes to racism. So you have a president who traffics in misogyny, who traffics in xenophobia, who traffics in sexism, and won against a black woman. So don't tell me that this country is ready for a black woman. Don't tell me this country is ready for a woman.
How do you fix that? How do you fix someone who basically hates America and can't help but lie?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I pointed out quite a few of them there, but how many other just straight up lies?
Everything they say, they take like a speck of truth and then they add so much to it to make the person look so bad. And they absolutely love to make Donald Trump look bad.
They do.
Any conservative, honestly.
And to say that it was founded on that, that's not what this country was founded on. This country was founded on religious freedom. That was the original intent. That's why the Pilgrims came here.
Yeah.
Was for religious freedom. It wasn't so they could own slaves. Those colonists didn't own slaves when they came here.
Right.
Now, they might have killed a few people when they got here.
Right.
The people that were being good to them, they killed them, but...
Honestly, and speaking of conspiracy theories, like, I think a lot of times, like, when you just, they're just the puppets.
Mm-hmm.
There's a puppet master, and whoever that is that sits up there and kind of directs them and what to, I mean, of course, they've bought in, like, they're not that stupid, but my
they
point
might be.
is, yeah, they're stupid, but they've based and formed their opinion on what they've been taught. Like I said, whoever their puppet master is has them doing a very, very good job.
And it's interesting who could be behind the scenes. I mean, we know some of the names, right? We know like the George Soroses, and we know a few of those others.
Mm-hmm.
But when the names of just go look at the names of the super rich.
Right.
Because they're the ones pulling the strings.
Yeah.
The Rothschilds and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just that, I know it's a conspiracy theory too, but go look. I mean, look at the legislation and those kinds of things.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Do I sound okay, guys? Because I feel like
you do.
Somebody said that I didn't sound loud enough already.
Get right on the mic. All right, we got a phone call. Let's go to you.
Let's go to the dang phone.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Frank from the farm today.
Hey, Frank.
Hi, Frank from the farm,
Yes,
from the patch,
yes,
from
little
the everywhere.
sister, Blake. Yes, sir. Good morning, guys.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
so, like the view of the puppets. So yesterday I texted kind of late, but my apologies for that. So 73 days before our President Donald Trump went into office, the Biden administration stole from the American government $93 billion. They gave $2 billion to the lady over there in Georgia, I think, that she's run for office like twice and lost in Stacey Abrams.
Right.
They gave $2 billion to Stacey Abrams,
Right.
and they found that one. The rest of the money was transferred all over America and abroad. And so when the View always go back to trying to teach America or brainwash America on their point of view, you never know how much money they got from those 93 billion with a B dollars that the Biden administration laundered everywhere. They moved it everywhere.
Right.
And 73 days before our president went into office, and that's not a conspiracy. Those are facts. They found that
Right.
there was $93 billion, and there was a report that said that they were throwing like gold bars over the Titanic.
Right.
So there's a lot of people that have handlers, and Biden's son, Hunter, he might be one of them because he's sometimes, trying to influence politicians, even though, he's got a lot of flaws,
Right.
but he's got a lot of money from those 93 billion. And that's how it works. It's sad, but they do have handlers.
They do.
And Jeffrey was one of them. Jeffrey Epstein was one of them. And,
Well, there's a lot of that coming out. That girl that was the rep in the Virgin Islands there, it's, she got a lot of money from him and gave him some tax deals, and still the Democrats say it's okay.
Correct. Yes,
They
sir.
say nothing wrong with
that. And that's it for me, sir.
Well, what's your favorite
and I don't-
now, Frank, we deal in facts, and I know a lot of times you call in with some great facts. What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh, I don't know. Sir. There's
He's
so
like,
many. I don't know.
It's hard to nail one down.
From 1 to 10, it's hard. Okay, we didn't go to the moon, sir.
Okay. Do you think we win or do you think we didn't?
No, we did not.
Okay. Very good. Thanks, Frank.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Hey, he made that short and sweet.
There you go.
We didn't go to the moon.
Well, that seems to be one of the more popular ones.
I'm going to keep it super simple.
Didn't on China's thing?
Aliens landed in Roswell. And
There's a lot of aliens in Roswell right now. Just ask the people that live there.
Well, those kinds.
No, I don't mean from another country.
No, I think it was all made up. I don't think aliens ever landed in Roswell. And then, of course, the Roswell townspeople, Roswell whatever, whoever you want to call it, said we can make money off of this.
You can split hairs because they weren't. They were closer to Capitan.
Oh.
But Roswell was where the base was.
I can't get into it.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't. I'm just like.
Okay, so here we go. And I don't want to go off on religion here, but what do you think aliens are that people report seeing?
Demons.
Fair enough. Or other spiritual beings, right? Maybe.
Yeah, demons.
Okay.
Yeah, because they can
how
take
come
on shapes.
How come nobody's brought up Bigfoot yet?
Or the Loch Ness Monster.
Right. Where's my Bigfoot folks at? The blood of Jesus. All right. So MSNBC. Okay. They are saying, because we were just talking, that's Sunny Holstein, right? Was that on that? On The View. And she was talking about how she hates America and da-da-da-da-da. So MSNBC, or whatever they're going to be called soon, says that the Democrat Party should be led by a young black woman.
What?
Think they're eyeballing like Jasmine Crockett?
Yep.
All right. Anyway, here's MSNBC.
The party should be led, to your point, by young women of color, right? Because young women of color are the reasons that Democrats do actually have some of these wins. And we know how to communicate in ways that reach that more moderate voter, but also that progressive. Where do I go with that? Well, right. I don't know. Let's just go hear what Jasmine Crockett had to say about Epstein yesterday. I haven't heard this cut. I don't know if it's the one I was telling you about earlier or if it's a completely different one, but let's go with it anyway.
Okay. Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly: Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review. This is absolutely ridiculous.
And you notice she blamed it on her team. And that was what we were talking about with Lee Zeldin earlier. And he's like, Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, no relation, genius.
Yeah.
She didn't even double check her own team's work on that.
That's sad.
There's your young black woman that MSNBC wants to lead their party.
Correct.
That moment of stupidity brought to you by North Star Laundry.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Be your one-stop shop for all your laundry needs. North Star, they offer dry cleaning, pressing, and starching. Now, you can walk in and use their coin laundry. It's available in both regular and oil field. Or, better yet, let them take care of the washing and folding for you. They're open for your convenience. They're located in Carlsbad at 609 West Lee and at 604 West Church. And in Loving, they're located at 406 West Cedar. That's North Star Laundry. They can do all your laundry. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? What kind of text we got going on?
All right. That editor chick just came through. Bigfoot believer reporting for duty. We have so many stories throughout history of them, including tribal stories. Now, some tribes even went to war with them. It's hard not to believe that Bigfoot at least used to exist, if not still does. There's so much that we're always discovering in our world. Why can't cryptids, did you mean that?
Yeah.
Really exist? Now, Bigfoot,
Amen.
I've never seen it. And to me, it is a conspiracy theory, but it's more believable than the alien one because it's more believable.
Where's my Roswell folks on this?
No, somebody already agreed with me. Said Roswell's full of crap. How about skinwalkers? Is that a myth like Bigfoot? ? quick question. When did white no longer be a color?
True.
And James Comey received $60 million from Clinton Foundation, funneled through Lockheed Martin. I believe it. And this texter said, closer to Corona is where the aliens landed. Nemo said, I think I agree, Monica. I think they are just weird up there in Roswell. Not that they landed there. LOL.
Oh, picking on my Roswell folks today.
And Frank, just say the lady missing a tooth between her two front teeth. We would have known who you were talking about.
Ooh.
A la máquina.
Ooh.
And somebody said, she's just a... I can't say that word. Those ladies from The View are so unbelievable. It is sad how dumb they are. I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Every day when we have a clip from them, I'm like, if you added all of them together, would they equal normal? I mean,
probably.
Granted, that here's the sad fact, is that some of them actually have some intelligence.
Right.
But they're stupid.
Right. And whoever.
Like willfully ignorant, I guess is a better word.
I agree. And I think that don't get me wrong. Outside of The View, I like Whoopi. I like her
movies.
as an actress. Yes. I like her
On
as
Star
an
Trek.
actress. I liked her. Sister Act was when I first saw her. Like whenever I was
she was young.
Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, she's a great actress. Like, I like her. But I just hate when people use their platforms like that to be freaking weirdos, to speak like nonsense into people that they know they have an influence over. Like, thank God, I'm not an idiot. I mean, I'm silly and I'm dumb. I know I'm dumb, and I'm not aware of every single thing, but...
Wait. What did you just say? Say that again.
Are you going to record me?
Did you say you know?
I said, I know I'm silly and dumb, and I'm not aware of everything. But, golly, come on now. You've got to be that dumb. I mean, you've got to be stupid to believe anything that comes out of
Now, texters, don't take that as a cue to try and get one by her.
There's stupid, smart people.
Yeah, we try to alert her to all those things. Don't make her say things.
I'm getting better.
You
I'm
are.
getting better at some. I will never know. Some of these guys pull fast ones.
Oh, they do. They're quick-witted, way faster than the cows on The View.
I was telling Patrick one morning, I was like, I hope I don't, read nothing dumb. He's like, you just don't think like a guy. He's like, you don't get the things that we say. You don't. And I'm like, of course I don't. Y'all think about crazy stuff. I don't think about crazy stuff. Like y'all do.
Chicken girl right there. She's busy thinking about chickens. Speaking of chickens, this has nothing to do with chickens. I want to check in with the oil prices this morning. Oil prices this morning going to be brought to you by Rig Outfitters and Home Store. Located in the Broadmoor Mall, they have extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, and coats. Other oil field gear like hard hats, work boots, steel-toed boots, safety gear. Furniture, appliances, electronics, all with 0 down financing. Now, you may have heard us talking about this, about the food fight. Mm-hmm. Monica, when Joe showed up there with the truck and he opened it up and it had 300 coats in it and 1,500 pairs of socks and beanies and scarves and things, what was your first thought?
My first thought was, Joe's an incredible person, right?
Amen.
And I just thought to myself, there's nobody that I know in this town that gives those items the way that he does. There are people who will give, not saying that no donation is lesser or greater than the other, but you don't see a bunch of people who say, hey, what about coats? What about socks? What about beanies for these less fortunate?
But he did.
Mm-hmm.
And all that came from Rig Outfitters. And what he did was he got on the phone with his suppliers and he said, look, I want to do this. Mm-hmm. What inventory do you have that I can purchase that I can just donate? And that's what he did. And not only does he have Rig Outfitters, he also has Scrub Outfitters. It's located right next to Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. They have the largest selection of medical scrubs for 100 miles. Of course, they have all your favorite brands, Healing Hands, Medcouture, Peaches. In addition to scrubs, they carry shoes, medical equipment, compression socks, stethoscopes. And I don't have it on my card, but I know we've been talking about it recently. They also have kids' clothes, right?
Yeah, they do. Apparently, he bought out Joseph's Heartland.
Right.
And so he said that they were great friends, and he was able to just move their inventory into his store. And yeah, he said he's kept the prices the same. And so he's really excited about that. And I thought to myself, that is so neat.
And that is bringing us the price of oil this morning. West Texas Intermediate is at $59.10. Now that's off $1.64. Brent crude is down $1.73 to $63.16. Natural gas is up slightly at $4.50. And the wholesale cost on a gallon of gasoline this morning is $1.95. Now, we were talking about the girl on the cruise. So this girl, it says no cause of death for the cheerleader found dead on the cruise ship. That report also said that her remains were found hidden under the bed.
Yes, wrapped in a blanket.
Yes. It was on a Carnival cruise ship. She was a varsity cheerleader, and she wanted to join the Navy after graduating from high school and become a canine police officer. And they found her when that ship pulled back into port in Miami.
Yeah.
So they went out and did the autopsy. They got her and did the autopsy and everything, but the results of that aren't available yet. Right. But police did say that the cruise ship is cooperating, which you would kind of think they would. That's her right there.
I know. Bless her heart.
Why would the cruise ship not cooperate with authorities? I mean, that's if a girl's found dead and stuffed under a bed, that's not kosher. So prayers to her family. Hopefully they can figure out what happened. And if you're on a cruise ship, they probably have a passenger list, so they're going to know who was where and look at security footage and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll find out something, but you never know.
I kind of didn't understand when I talked about the story yesterday. They didn't have any leads. They didn't have any information on what to go on, like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then this morning, Fox and Friends, they were talking about it, and they were talking about how the stepmom kind of hinted at the stepchild being involved in it. So basically, this young girl who was murdered, I believe, may have been murdered by her step sibling, whether it's a male or female, it doesn't matter. But I think it was because the stepmom and the young girl's dad, of course, were going through a divorce.
Right.
But I think that this young girl's testimony could have been incriminating to the mom, so they just took her out. But they used the step sibling to do it. Yeah, I was already thinking in my head how this could have gone down. But we'll see. We'll see where the story goes. I think it's so sad, though. Like, you go on one of the most memorable things, and you end up dying.
Well, and we have some listeners, obviously, that do some cruising. And one day we're going to have to ask the question, like, what's the weirdest thing that happens on a cruise at some point? Or Jody, you can just tell us. I mean, I know we got others, but I know that Jody and them go quite a bit. Now, this was on a Carnival cruise. And somebody correct me, but a few years ago, they have, I'm going to call it the poop ship. That's not what they called it. They called it the S-word ship. But where they had plumbing problems and all the power went out and all that kind of stuff. Was that a Carnival cruise line as well? Like, does Carnival have more problems than other cruise lines? That's kind of interesting. The question of the day we're talking about right now is, what is your favorite conspiracy theory, and do you believe it? And if you've already texted one in, that's fine. If you think of another one, you say, oh, yeah, I got to tell you this one too. That's fine too. 877-396-9105. Jeffries, Hakeem, or Haktua. Of course, he's the House Minority Leader. He solicited Jeffrey Epstein for donations. You didn't hear Jasmine Crockett say his name, did you? Interesting. So let's listen in yesterday on the Capitol.
From Maryland is recognized.
Colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance. I support full transparency. The Oversight Committee will continue to work to get the truth to the American people and to get justice for the victims. That's our goal of this investigation. With that, I yield back.
course, that is James Comer right there talking. And is this a trap that Trump set for these Democrats by saying, oh, it's Democrat talking points, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it, we're not going to do it, and let the Democrats really clamor for it and then go, okay, release everything. And now we're finding out that, oh, Hawktua Jeffries, right there, he was getting donations.
There you go.
The rep from the Virgin Islands that got money from Epstein for 20 years and texted him during a Trump hearing. How deep does this go?
Exactly.
And I haven't seen this clip either. It's just titled Trump Epstein. So I have a feeling it has to do with the relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. So let's just get right into it.
The Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's, your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it out?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC because.
Wow.
Trump don't play when it comes to stuff like that.
And I was just talking about him last night. Like, besides the fact that the guy's a billionaire, you can tell that he's just a human being in the things that he says. Like when he was talking about he's the first fry cook ever to be president, I couldn't help but laugh. And I just, I looked at the TV, I looked at him, and I thought, gosh, had I been a reporter in that,
you would have laughed.
I would have laughed my rear off. They probably would have all looked at me because I would have just.
As a reporter, you're allowed to laugh when somebody makes a joke.
I just thought that was so incredible. Like, he's so down to earth, but at the same time, like, God, he's incredible. Like, I just admire Donald Trump for just who he is. Everybody has a past, like we say.
Right.
Everybody has a past, but I'm so.
So I'm going to throw this out there. I heard this
American
conspiracy theory the other day. And I'm just going to throw it out there. We're not going to discuss it a lot. You can go look up different things. There's a possibility, at least according to this conspiracy theory, that revelations in the Bible, everything points to the current president of the United States possibly being the Antichrist.
I've heard that.
Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back to some of these Epstein things real quick because it's 3 minutes before 7 right now, 6:57 here, KWMW Maljamar. 105.1 FM, KDAZ Albuquerque, 700 AM, 96.9 FM, your conservative talk in Albuquerque, and KWES in Ruidoso, 93.5 FM. Now, this is Jim Jordan talking about the Epstein files.
We all support holding bad guys accountable, and we're all going to vote for this resolution. But I think a little perspective is important. Democrats have spent 6 months talking about Epstein, even though they had 4 years to do something about it. Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Maybe it's to go after President Trump. Never forget, they shut down the government for 43 days.
They did.
They said, don't worry about our military. Don't worry about air traffic controllers. Don't worry about our economy. Don't worry about American families. No, no, no. Close the government for a month and a half because it might hurt the president.
Yep.
For the past decade, there's been one constant for Democrats. One constant. Go after Trump.
Facts.
He kind of just, laid the boom on him. Mm-hmm. Now, Representative Jamie Raskin, of course, he's Democrat from Maryland, and talking about asking Epstein for advice.
Give them another headline, which is that they've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing. And of course, I don't think there's any rule here against taking phone calls in a hearing. Now, if you want to actually give her the chance to explain what happened, then we would take it to the ethics committee. I still don't see what the charge is. Where is the ethical transgression? Where is the legal transgression? Are you saying anybody on your side of the aisle who had a phone call with Jeffrey Epstein should be censured? Be careful your answer there, because there's a lot more that's about to come out, right? So you should.
So here's my question on this. He doesn't see what's wrong ethically with having Jeffrey Epstein steer your questioning? I don't even know what to say. I mean, seriously, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, one more on the Epstein files. This is the Shrieking Eel, of course, the congressional representative of District 1 in New Mexico. It's Melanie Stansbury.
Stand with truth and justice, to stand with every survivor of sexual assault, and to demand the release of the Epstein files now. And to say to the one man on planet Earth who has the power to do so, Mr. President, it is time to release the files.
Her trying to be
Today
tough.
we vote on a resolution to release these files, but we have already subpoenaed them, and the president has refused to comply, engaged in a months-long cover-up right before our very eyes, threatening and pressuring members of Congress and even calling his own allies traitors, and this legislation a hostile act.
Yeah.
Oh, Melanie, trying to be all kinds of tough and lying in the middle of it. Man. Be proud, New Mexico. Need to vote her out. Hey, it is now 7:01, and I made sure I got to 7:01 before we take our break because I wanted to do 7:01. We're running late, and our running late sponsor is Pops Power Washing. Yeah, we're running late, brought to you by Pops Power Washing. For 11 years, Eric has been cleaning your oil-filled equipment and cleaning your spills. And he made a very generous donation when we did the food fight this past weekend. He showed up and put some money in the kitty so that they could make that go far to buy food for people in need. Pops can also take care of your company fleets. And did I mention, in those whole 11 years, he's never been late. Call Eric today, 575-704-0330 for Pops Power Washing. We got to get to the news. And news this morning being brought to you by A Custom Construction Roofing and insurance specialists, licensed, bonded, and insured, locally and veteran owned and operated for more than 30 years. An A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau for more than 30 years as well. They give you free estimates. Call Dwayne Pinnock today. He is a veteran. 575-318-9725. That's A Custom Construction and Roofing. And they urge you to be aware, not just when storms happen, but all the time, of the unlicensed out-of-town contractors, because they will swoop in here, especially if an event happens or at any other time. And then once all the work is done, they're gone.
Yep.
And so is your warranty. Call someone local. Call Dwayne Pinnock at A Custom Construction and Roofing, 575-318-9725. It is 7:03. We got to get to news on B and the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. Alexis Avila, the Hobbs woman convicted of throwing her newborn baby in the dumpster about 4 years ago, has lost her appeal. She was sentenced to 16 years in prison after a jury found her guilty of child abuse and attempted murder. She appealed her conviction, claiming she did not get a fair trial because the jury instructions were confusing and her attorney did not bring up an insanity defense. However, the State Court of Appeals rejected those arguments. Avila has not been in custody while her appeal was pending, but the district attorney office said they will file a motion to revoke that release. And former Loving Police Chief Frank Mathola was convicted on November 14th of impersonating a police officer nearly 4 years after he was accused of making an arrest outside of his jurisdiction. A 12-person jury found Mathola guilty on both charges after a 4-day trial held in Eddy County District Court before District Judge David Finger. District Attorney Diana Luce said that while the misdemeanor charge held a potential sentence of 364 days, along with 182 days for the petty misdemeanor, her biggest goal was to put a conviction on Mathola's record she hoped would make it difficult for him to be hired in the future as an officer in the state of New Mexico. and the state is looking for the very best fish art that New Mexican students have to offer. The Department of Game and Fish is sponsoring an art competition open to grades K through 12. Kids and teens can submit their art featuring any fish in New Mexico, including some species not necessarily native to the state. The deadline for the contest is January 31st, and the winners will be announced in March. For more information, go to the New Mexico Game and Fish website and look for the art contest. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Garage junk out season is here, and NM Junk Masters is ready to help you take your space back. Tired of stepping over boxes, old furniture, or mystery piles you've been avoiding since 2020? They've got you covered. Inside, outside, home, office, storage shed, big or small, junk, they haul it all. And hey, you could call the $50 guy if you enjoy mystery, suspense, and mild panic. But if you'd rather have pros who show up on time with transparent pricing and insured service, call NM Junk Masters. Spots are filling up fast. Book now before the holidays. Call or text NM Junk Masters today, 575-552-5093.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at www.rvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Kinetic, we know how important fast, reliable internet is to business. How cybersecurity doesn't just impact your business, but your customers too. How a dependable fiber network turns reliability into opportunities to grow. Without it, no internet service could mean no business. Kinetic Business Ready Internet offers gig speeds, advanced tools, plus internet backup, all designed to keep your business up and running. Internet better with a partner committed to your business. Visit getkineticbusiness.com.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Getting you ready for the holidays, there's big pre-Thanksgiving savings this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Butterball turkeys, 10 pounds and up, $1.89 a pound. Cornish game hens, $1.79 a pound. 2-pound bag of Rocket apples, just $2.99. Fancy ears of corn, 2 for $1. Get big savings on Plains Dairy Heavy Whipping Cream, 32 ounce, just $5.48. Also specials on half and half Food Club whipped topping and your Craven flavored pies, the big 38 ounce, just $5.98. These are just a few of the big pre-Thanksgiving savings this week at Bob's Ridgeway, where for the last 50 Thanksgivings, your grocery dollar's always gone farther. 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com, home of the lifetime Permian powertrain promise. Be in the Breakfast Club.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Now back to the show.
This is not headline news. Paul McCartney released a 2-minute, 45-second silent track to protest copyright theft by AI companies. Critics are calling it better than anything he did with Wings. Doritos and Cheetos unveiled snacks without artificial flavors or colors. Find them in the section of the grocery store called Why Do You Want This? Child development experts in Australia say you should ask permission before changing your child's diaper. Well, maybe they should ask permission before having a blowout in the middle of Buffalo Wild Wings. And the first stills of the Legend of Zelda movie were released. Gamers haven't been this excited since their acne responded to treatment. This is not headline news.
Oh, 709. Now, if you're just tuning in with us, you're probably wondering, where's Kevin? Well, Kevin is out this morning because he had a really bad headache that you guys gave him, right?
You're mean.
All right, so maybe it wasn't you guys that gave it to him. Somebody gave it to him. Anyway, he's not the only one recently that's had that. Kevin is in Louisiana with his mother, who has had some issues lately. And so I think it's probably a lot of stress and a lot of that kind of stuff maybe causing it. But he hadn't been sleeping and those kinds of things. When you add all those things together, you can have some super massive headaches.
Right.
And so with no sleep and all that kind of stuff, he is going to seek medical attention this morning and be okay. But Liv Schreiber, the actor, he had to get rushed to the hospital on Sunday when he developed a massive headache. Yeah. Now he stuck around on Monday so that they could do further tests, and they haven't said what those tests are yet. So you never know.
Yeah.
This medical update being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd Street in Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. From farm and ranch supplies to western wear and workwear to feed for all your animals. They have it all. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply is your certified Purina dealer, 1105 East 2nd Street, and online at roswelllivestock.com. Now, the question of the day is, what is your favorite conspiracy theory, and do you believe it? And yes, you can text more than one, but only text one at a time. And Monica, do we have any of those right now?
We've got a lot of them.
Well, give me 4 or 5 of them.
Okay, let's go back to the very, very beginning. Matt Landry, he said, "Hey, where's B? Did you just hear that?" Gary from the Patch, I know what you just sent in is not good, so I'm not reading that.
I told you, don't do that. All right, give me one.
Sphincter Speaker said, "I hope his mother recovers. It's tough having a mom who is sick."
It is. That's a very nice thing to say there. I'm shocked.
Do you live
Thank
with
you.
your mom, Sphincter?
He does. He does.
When I was in the Marines, I used to give a lot of classes. My opener went like this. "Good morning. My name is Sergeant Ramirez. I am from Roswell, New Mexico. And before you ask, yes, I've seen aliens. Please don't ask me because I do not like to talk about this. Much as some of them are relatives and they have to get sent back to Mexico where they came from. LOL. Have a great day." Cole Hanlon said, "I loved Whoopi when she took Ted Danson as a blackface to a Black Awards show. The actor that played a butler named Benson walked out over it." What?
He did.
Bean Sandwich said his conspiracy theory is that Michelle Obama is Big Mike.
Do you believe it? Better yet, for our audience,
I don't.
Who doesn't believe
I don't
believe
that
that she was trans?
I don't. I think
You think she's always been a woman?
I think she's always been a woman.
What happened to Michael?
Is
his
she
friend?
manly? Yeah. She's manly. And
What happened to Michael, his best friend, who just disappeared when Michelle came around?
I don't know, but do y'all have pictures of him?
Of him? Yeah.
Of Michael?
They do.
Well, maybe.
And then they have pictures of Michelle.
That Michelle Obama is a man, Dustin said? Yes, I believe it. I don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
Interesting.
I mean,
Well, this is the great thing about conspiracy
I agree
theories.
with Gary. Michelle Obama is just an ugly woman. She is. She is. I think there's just some telltale signs, like,
Why don't we do a DNA test?
Let's do it.
The French president's wife took a DNA test to prove she was a woman.
She was a woman? Wow.
Just saying.
She's ugly. Like pobrecita. Like, she has like a dog face.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
But she is like 20 years older than him.
yeah.
Like she's a lot older.
Pobrecita. Like, I don't know. Like, she just has like one of those faces. Like, do you ever? Anyways.
877-396-9105. In case you don't know the number, text us or call, either way.
Okay, I believe it says that the Antichrist will be a young, charismatic leader. Yeah, and
I don't
Donald
think
Trump isn't young.
I don't think it says young, does it? It does say charismatic leader.
It does say charismatic.
It does say that he will survive a head wound. It does say some of that other stuff. I don't think it says young. I don't think young is part of it.
One giveaway is that the
Who do you think it is, Monica? Just real quick. I don't want to get too far into the weeds on this one.
Okay, Gavin Newsom.
Okay.
I think that this will be the last administration that and this just came to me the other day. This will be the last administration where America is allies with Israel. And I think once a new Democratic administration comes through, and it could be Republican, who knows? I think that once we become unfriendly with Israel and we're no longer allies, I think that that's tall tale. Jesus is on the verge.
Okay.
And I think that it'll be Gavin Newsom for whatever reason.
Wow.
I feel that way. I think I see him, and he's going to end up being either he's low key gay right now or bi, or he will proclaim that once he takes office or once he becomes in power or whatever.
Okay. So you think he's going to do it?
Oh yeah. Like he's yeah.
All right, voters, make that not happen.
And then everybody's like, "What?"
Make that not. See, this is what I'm talking. The conspiracy theory thing. Monica and I talked about this one day. We could do an entire show just based on all that. If we were really ready for it. Like, we got no extra notes here or anything. This is just stuff that we talk about.
Yeah.
And here we go. Conspiracy theory brought to you by Finn's Country Market in Artesia. No conspiracy here. They got some great deals for Thanksgiving, including young turkeys.
Young turk.
Like young turk. That should be B's nickname, right?
Yeah.
Y'all, when he comes back, let's start calling him Young Turk. I like it. 89 cents a pound. Only limit on one turkey. So get the ones you want. If you go another turkey after that's only $1.29 a pound, so not that bad. They got shank portion ham, $1.77 a pound, the spiral sliced ham for $1.99 a pound, and the Boston butt pork shoulder for 99 cents a pound. So whatever your main course is going to be on Thanksgiving, you're saving money at Finn's Country Market in Artesia. They got sweet potatoes, 3 for $1. Love me some sweet taters.
Me too.
So little butter, little brown sugar. Like I said, they got brown sugar on sale as well. And they have grapes, potatoes for $2.99, grapes 99 cents a pound. We talked cranberry sauce in the can, because cranberries, natural state, shaped like dog food, 98 cents a can. Now, a lot of people don't like that. They don't like the cranberry sauce. Do you like cranberry sauce?
I like cranberry sauce.
Yeah, I do too. Do you like it out of the can like that, or do you like the ones that have like the cranberries in it?
I've only ever had cranberry sauce like homemade once.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've.
Do you like the canned stuff? I do.
I like it.
I'm like, cut me off part of that and put it on there. I like it. Finn's Country Market in Artesia. Get in there. They're at 201 West Main Street, and they got all your Thanksgiving deals going on. Give us some more conspiracies there, Monica.
Okay. Joan Rivers died because she spilled the beans on Big Mike, said bean sandwich. Maddie B says, good morning. My favorite conspiracy theory since my middle school American history class is the grassy knoll. I don't believe that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK. Michelle Obama is not transsexual. Big Mike is a transvestite. Good morning, y'all. And bro, y'all just messed up my conspiracy. Or y'all just messed up. Conspiracy theories are my thing. Okay.
Okay.
Earth is flat. The Catholic Church is satanic. I will agree with you on that. Space is fake. I will disagree. And the Tartarian Empire was real.
Okay.
There are other continents beyond the ice wall and so much
Wait.
more.
Beyond the ice wall. So that's actually two rolled into one, because the ice wall itself is a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go back on that person. Do you honestly think the earth is flat? Because that's what they said, right? Earth is flat. What evidence is there to support that? Like if you go to the beach and you stand and you look at the horizon of the ocean, you will see a curvature. How do you explain that? Right? If you really believe the earth is flat, please explain to me how that is.
Yeah.
Especially when the head of the Flat Earth Society went to Antarctica and was proven wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm seriously. It's one of those things. I find it real interesting when people believe some of these things that you can demonstrate isn't true.
Yeah.
And look, I like a good conspiracy, and I totally agree on the Lee Harvey Oswald. I think he was involved. There's too much evidence to say that he was the only one. Go ahead.
I'm trying not to laugh at this text.
Okay.
You guys are so racist. It's pathetic and sad. I know Jesus Christ has a special place for both of you, though. And that woman should be ashamed. She's Mexican. How pathetic.
What? Racist? Where did race come from? We didn't say anything about race.
Know. It's an 806 texter. I don't know where they're from, but you guys are so racist. It's pathetic and
Lubbock
sad.
area.
Just hear me out. You guys are so racist and pathetic. It's sad. You got to read it like that.
Well, I love the way you read that.
Okay.
But
the pot.
you got to expound on that.
The pot calling the kettle black there. Okay.
Again,
Maybe.
sometimes you got to give us the whole context because we
move too quick.
And we already have an 8-second delay. So by the time we get your text, it's going to be a minute or two later. So you got to tell us what you're talking about.
Okay. Malene needs to have the feds look in her own backyard on Epstein. An example is Zorro Ranch, which I believe is actually in her district.
It
Be
is.
Sniffing that modeling glue again, Adam from Artesia said. It's so interesting. Everyone listening should listen to it. I don't know what they're talking about. Sphincter Speaker said, damn, insults after wishing well, LOL. No, I don't live with my mom. Going out of state to visit her, she just got diagnosed with cancer. Considering having her live with me, though, so maybe y'all will be right in time. Loch Ness Monster? Yes, it's real, said the glueless guy. My conspiracy is that Frank is not real. I think he's AI because he takes too long to tell his story. Oh, no, Frank is very
Frank
real.
is real.
Rooster says, aliens, angels, and demons, they're not conspiracies. The military has whole teams at bases now whose sole job is to record and track them. Rooster.
I think he's right. I think, no, what he's right about is the military has people doing stuff.
Okay.
Just like Nazi Germany, Hitler was obsessed with the occult. The SS, they were obsessed with the occult. And that's one of the reasons why they tried to get a lot of artifacts, like the Ark of the Covenant. I know Indiana Jones thing, but the Spear of Destiny and all those kinds of things. And they tried to infuse those occult things into the Third Reich. Well, you got to remember, after World War II, a lot of their scientists who were doing science and trying to infuse that stuff were brought in by the American government. Like we wouldn't have rockets if we wouldn't have brought them over.
Sure.
So the U.S. government there's been some uncovering of them trying to see if they can get telepathy to be real, where people can move stuff with their mind and things like that. There's a funny movie George Clooney was in about that, and that was based on real stuff.
We and those of you who go to Choose Life know, like we watched a video on Monday. I'm probably just talking to you, Richard, about quantum faith and how everything in the earth exists of matter. Everything is created of something. So there's a spiritual realm, and of course there's a natural realm. And you and I can see the natural realm. If we're blessed to see the spiritual realm, then yes. But everything has matter, and everything that has matter listens to something, right? So, eventually, if I say it long enough, this pen is going to, I don't know, move an inch or whatever whenever I tell it to, based on quantum physics. But my thing is, these things, I guess the more grown up I get, I don't know, the more you know. I just think that all of these things were created by our government to just be a distraction, to kind of, get Americans, people, humanity to think and believe in other things that aren't really what they are.
So
like, do they say?
So you're saying quantum physics?
Okay,
is
so
a
all these things that
conspiracy
have.
theory?
No, that's not a. I'm saying like because you were talking about telepathy or
Right,
whatever,
right,
like having things
Right, the
move or whatever.
military experiment.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have those things, and eventually things you're going to speak to them. Things are going to listen to you. They're going to obey. But what I'm saying is coming back to the whole Roswell alien conspiracy theory.
Mhm.
Why haven't they landed again? It's kind of like the whole.
Have you
going
seen
to the
this
moon.
place? Would you want to land here if you were from somewhere else?
Heck yeah.
No. Dude, they're going to skate on by saying, man, we're not going to that crazy place. Keep them quarantined.
Listen, I want to
Look,
land
Atlas
on
31,
Earth.
they come by, they go, we're going to keep going.
They'd land here just to eat at McDonald's.
No.
Anyways, but yeah, that's why it's a conspiracy theory because
Right.
Anyways,
McDonald's is a conspiracy theory too?
no,
Oh.
here you go, putting words in my mouth. Okay, who are you, holier than thou? Changing my words. They haven't texted in a while.
Oh.
Oh wait, we changed their name. That's why they're Sphincter Speaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I've got a lot.
Let's do taking out the trash real quick, and then we'll got a couple more clips, and then we'll come back to them.
Okay, bye.
Taking out the trash this morning being brought to you by Trash Eaters. They offer all your waste hauling needs from residential trash pickup to commercial waste hauling. They offer the 96-gallon poly carts, 2 and 4 yard metal dumpsters, and roll-off containers. For all your commercial or residential waste hauling needs, call Kayleen today, 575-408-1719. Trash Eaters is a local veteran-owned company. They're online at trash-eaters.com or give them a call, 575-890-4549. Taking out the trash, brought to you by Trash Eaters. Now, lawmakers warned Pennsylvania Department of Transportation of illegal immigrant CDL crisis before the bust. And now the Republicans are demanding answers from the governor of Pennsylvania, Shapiro. Yeah, they warned Harrisburg officials of the crisis before the arrest of Monday of the Uzbekistan illegal immigrant trucker in Kansas who had a Pennsylvania commercial driver's license. Now, the Senate Intergovernmental Operations Committee chairman, Jarrett Coleman, he gave a letter to Fox that he had sent days earlier to Pennsylvania and to the Secretary of the Department of Transportation, Mike Carroll, and asked for answers on how illegals are receiving CDL license despite supposedly having identity checks. Yeah, he said it was deeply disturbing, but not surprising. And another example of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's administration prioritizing political optics over public safety. He said Pennsylvanians and Americans deserve accountability in situations like this. And if the administration, the Democratic administration, will not provide public answers, there's a much bigger problem on our hands. And so just another in a long line of illegal foreigners obtaining a CDL license in our country and killing Americans, maybe getting arrested, things like that. And for them doing that, we're going to be taking out the trash this morning. Brought to you by Trash Eaters. Monica in the text.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to start. Oh, In-Law Outlaw reported that there are rescue vehicles heading out on 128. That was brought to you by
Ragsdale Law Firm. Are you looking for the leading accident lawyer in New Mexico? Have you been involved in an oil field accident? We'll call Luke Ragsdale. How about a car wreck just in general? Call Luke Ragsdale. You can call him or stop in the office and see one of their attorneys. They're at 600 North Pennsylvania in Roswell. Don't know if they have any aliens working there or not. Verdicts, settlements. They've had a $10 million oil field wrongful death and $9 million medical malpractice, a $685,000 car wreck, a $650,000 slip and fall, and other trucking accidents and things. They can just go down the list of just win after win after win. Call Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300.
NPR Lover said chemtrails are supposedly made of dry ice. Chip says, I'll say this. If you believe in the Bible, then you would believe in the firmament that separates the heavens from the earth. Just saying, said Chip. Bosque County said the earth will never move. Look it up. And Drew from Fort Stockton said
Look it up.
Arkansas has an escaped convict. Like on the loose, Drew? Like, do we need to be aware of that?
Does he play a banjo?
Oh, my God. Chris in Carlsbad, my favorite conspiracy theory says Tom A. running 3 miles in a minute. Wait, what was it?
Yeah, he ran a 3-minute mile. And for those that don't know, Tom A. used to be one of our members of our show here. He retired back in June. And so you know that they've listened to the show for a while if they bring up Tom. But there you go. Last I heard, he's doing okay. I haven't heard from him since Kevin did. So that's I think he's doing okay. Have you heard from him this week?
I have not. The last time he called me twice. I sent him to voicemail.
Did he butt dial you twice? Maybe?
No, I think he wanted to talk, but I didn't want to talk.
Speaking of call, we do have a call. Let's go to it. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, well, I'm out of Hobbs, headed over to Lubbock.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine. A couple of years older than y'all are, and I've lived through some of these conspiracy theories. I was actually in Fort Worth working. I was working in Fort Worth when Kennedy got killed.
Mm-hmm.
And about the only strange thing in there is how Ruby got involved into it. But
well, Ruby was part of the mob.
Going back to the moonshot, went to school with, had a friend, and gathered up another friend from Lovington that they got married, and their total career in life was working for NASA, and they done every one of the Apollo programs. And one of them was a technician that hands-on with the rockets and stuff, and they pretty well sure they landed on the moon. So I believe that one. So anyway, but anyway, just want to let you know I lived through most of that. And
do you have a conspiracy theory that you like to believe?
Well, about the only one that they never brought everything out is when some nobody comes up, kills Martin Luther King, and somebody's footing the bill for that, sending him around and all. But that's about the only one they hadn't cleared up much. But there's bits and pieces on all of it. But
right, always a kernel of truth, right?
I'm still in the believing that they did land on the moon.
Well, did you see
I have myself been up hunting in the mountains around the Capitan,
right,
and have found parts of the balloons and test stuff that had some of that Mylar, and I think that's all it was back then, was some test balloons that landed, and just one conspiracy after other added to it. So so I'm a little simpler than that. So anyway,
sometimes
I'm getting in Lubbock here, so I gotta abandon you.
All right. Sometimes the simple answer is the right answer. So there you go.
Yes. Thank you.
Have a good day. Yeah, that Occam's razor, the simplest answer, right? So we got a couple more cuts we got to get to here. We still got the boob of the day. We have this day in history, national anthem, and the pledge, all that on the way. Like I said, we got a couple more cuts. If I can get my mouse to work, it turned off. And we're going to first talk about Trump and the Saudi prince. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but we're going to do that right now.
Reagan, he's one of the historical presidents that have close ties with Saudi Arabia. But we've worked with all presidents.
Does Trump blow them all away?
No, it's another league, Mr. President.
Mr. President?
And Trump doesn't give a fist pump. I grab that hand. I don't give a hell where that hand's been. I grab that hand. Remember Biden? He travels for 20 hours, gets out, and he gives a fist bump. No. when you get out of the plane and you got the future king and the man who's one of the most respected people in the world, you shake his hand. You don't give him a fist bump, right? We don't want to ask you about that, but I can't imagine you were thrilled. You were like a little bit surprised.
So there you go. And he's talking about, now he grabbed the left hand. I'm just going to point that out, which is the hand they eat with. So it's not the bad hand, if there is a bad hand. But he, said doesn't care where that hand has been.
Right.
Referencing the other activity that you would do with your hand, like in the bathroom.
Oh, gosh.
So, because they do that with the right hand, they eat with the left hand. For that reason.
Gotcha.
Because they eat with their hands. So there you go. Now the crown prince looked a little I don't know. He was not super excited by that whole exchange, but he was smiling. But it was kind of a nervous smile. I'll give that. Now, Joy Reid the other day, now, she was talking about how she'd be scared to death if there was a man in her locker room. Joy Reid. But this is the same woman who wanted to defend trans athletes, men pretending to be girls, participating in women's sports. I have not listened to this cut yet either, but I'm assuming it's about that because that's kind of the big thing that's going on right now. It says that she agrees. Mm-hmm. I think it's probably about that. Let's see what she says.
Okay. I would be disturbed. I'm telling you, I would be alarmed. I'm alarmed enough when I see a woman with her dangling boobies. Yeah. If I saw a penis in the ladies' locker room, I would freak out too. This is just, I mean, this is nothing against trans anybody. What it's saying is, if I turn around and I see a penis in front of me inside of the room, I would probably go to management and say, wait a minute, why is there a naked man in this room? Because just the world we live in, just from a safety standpoint, and just from a privacy standpoint, I can see why she would have gone and reported to management. There's a man naked in the bed. Now, if they clarified and they said, well, trans, okay, but I think they should take her concerns also seriously.
So she was kind of just talking out of both sides of her mouth right there, right?
Correct.
She just said no to that, but then says, well, you got to take her into account too. Which is it, Joy? Is it okay for a dude to be in a woman's locker room, or is it not okay for a dude to be in a woman's locker room? I support safety for women, right? Women need to be safe in their locker room. Dudes don't need to be in there.
Right.
Period. If you have those parts, you don't go to that locker room. The women who are there, the natural born women, deserve to be safe, especially at a place like a gym, right? I mean, because they're there trying to better themselves. Don't even know. But these leftists, they make a habit out of speaking out of both sides of their mouth. So, all right. Speaking of that, there's a Michigan superintendent who wants to talk about all the different genders. Monica,
what?
Here's the quiz.
Oh my gosh.
How many genders are there?
There's 2.
All right. What are they?
Male and female.
Okay. There's not?
No.
27?
Neg.
Okay. Male and female. All right. Here's what the guy that's teaching children, or at least telling educators how to teach children in Michigan. Here he is.
How many genders are there? How many genders are there?
Sorry, her.
Different people have different beliefs on that.
Well, you can believe all you want, but science says there's 2.
So, yeah. Kind of like that. And her answer, I'm sorry, I said he at first. It was a her. Well, I believe different people have different answers. Well, you could say that about anything.
Oh, everything.
It's not about belief in that case.
It's about facts.
Didn't Democrats, like during COVID, try to lecture everybody, follow the science, follow the science? Mm-hmm. Now they don't want to follow the science. Mm-mm. They wanted you to follow the scientist, not the science. Anyway. Old Swalwell out in California. Mm-hmm. We had him yesterday in his fake man on the street thing. Mm-hmm. And he's very critical, like most leftists that have a lot to hide. I can't wait till his stuff comes out. But he's talking about Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, Homan, all those folks. So here he is.
And Kristi Noem and Tom Homan, you should familiarize yourself with the four corners of this room. Kristi Noem and Tom Homan, get to know that witness chair. You're going to be parked in it for a long time. You're going to have a lot of questions under oath with the subpoena power. And I hope what you're doing is clean and can withstand the scrutiny that everyone on this side of the aisle is going to bring. You think we won't do it?
Now, I have to ask the question. Can everyone on that side of the aisle withstand the scrutiny that would be brought to them? I would totally flip that, because we've seen recently, and by recently, I mean the past 2 decades, that they have a lot to hide on that side of the aisle. And I don't know, you just got to wonder. All right, I'm going to wrap up all of our clips here with The View again. And this is Whoopi talking about insurance. And of course, now, let me tell you, Whoopi is a member of SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, and they have pretty good insurance. So she doesn't really have to worry about it quite so much. But here she is anyway.
Things we can fool with and things we can't. Healthcare is one of those things that you shouldn't be able to fool with. And insurance companies who you pay, I pay into my insurance, you pay into your insurance. I don't understand. If I don't go to the hospital for a whole year, where's my money? Why don't you give me the money back? Then you don't have to worry about it. Because I feel like, I said this, okay.
We got Bill coming on.
I know we got Bill.
They cut her off.
Uh-oh.
They cut her off. And rightfully so. Because if you're too dumb to understand how insurance works, you pay into insurance. That money pays for everything the insurance company does, whether that's paying out a claim or whatever. It's not like they hold a little account and go, oh, here's Whoopi's account. Because if that was the case and you had a major medical, they wouldn't be able to pay it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Still got this day in history coming up, national anthem and a pledge, boob of the day, more text coming up. This morning's show being brought to you by State Representative for District 61, Randall Pettigrew, who reminds you that Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham continues to attack our way of life. Our businesses, our freedoms, our kids, and our values are all in her crosshairs. And Randy promises to be your conservative voice in Santa Fe. Now, Randy Pettigrew is going back in January for the next legislative session, and he says he will stand on the conservative values. And it's not an empty promise. He said he stands on his results. If you need to get in touch with Randy, you can go to randallpettigrew.com. And while you're there, sign up for his newsletter. Doesn't matter where you are in the state. Yeah, he represents District 61 in Southeast New Mexico. But he sends that newsletter to anyone who asks. All you got to do is sign up, and you will get what is going on in Santa Fe. Political message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. Like I said, randallpettigrew.com. Monica and the text.
Okay. I don't believe that we have landed on the moon yet, said In-Law Outlaw. I think it was to beat China and Russia to stake our claim first. I think that's what the movie said. And Drew from Fort Stockton said, yes, he is on the loose. I sent the link to Blake's Messenger. Ooh, you got a message.
I will try to look, but when Kevin's not here, it's hard for me to look at all that.
Rooster says, to correct it, I believe that what we call aliens are actually angels and demons. Yes, Rooster,
Okay.
That would be my take. Gary from the Patch said, I think that all aliens are Democrats. I think that's where Democrats come from. And when we were talking about aliens flying over and not landing, this texter said, I'd land here for a few spicy Latinas. LOL. And Maddie B said, aliens like McRibs too, Blake. LOL. They land here for McDonald's. I'm just saying, like, McDonald's is like
Yeah, but what if they're in the wrong time of the year? Like that's a, you know,
I think they arrived
special.
just for that. And heck,
Maybe
guys,
that's when
some
they
people
crash.
believe Democrats care for the country, so they believe in any
Oh,
of these
that's a great
conspiracy
conspiracy theory.
Juan Lujan says, I think Muslims are the real Antichrist, and they're taking over America right now. I just feel whoever the Antichrist is, like,
Well, that's actually a good point, and get right back to that. But is it a person or a group of people? Could it be?
no, I think it's just it'll be a person. A lot. I mean, it could be the Pope. It could be Gavin Newsom. Whoever it is, he's going to end up being gay.
See, I don't think it's the Pope, because there's different things in Revelation talking about the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That's just my thought.
Yeah, no. Okay, we've got a lot. Give me some.
Give me 2 or 3, because it's 7:45 right now. 7:45.
Rocket.
And I want to be on time.
Monica, Bigfoot is not a conspiracy theory. You might not believe in him, but he doesn't believe in you either. We'll see. Andy Gonzalez says, have you people ever watched in Roswell? They might all be aliens.
See?
They're weird ass people. And the Smithsonian, under government orders, has covered up evidence of a race of giants in America. Yes, I believe, Monica, aliens or demons, something happened in the Roswell case. My favorite is everything Bob Lazar said, Daniel. Did I say that right, Lazar?
Bob Lazar, yeah.
Okay.
He was Area
Everyday
51.
Citizen said, hello, my great uncle was on the Walker Air Base during the time of the alien crash. He said within a day there were high-ranking officers on base that he had never even seen.
Oh, wow.
The biggest conspiracy theory is the Democrats and the way they want to run the government. John in Pio says, good morning, Blake and Monica. I hope all is well. The grassy knoll, and I have seen Bigfoot. We've drank Patron together. Have a wonderful, blessed day. What if Trump got a phone call from Epstein, said Chuck from Hobbs. And Sam at Tater said, the one about Billy the Kid had a run-in with out of this world being that was killing people. Magazines and the news keep fawning over Michelle at how beautiful she is. So sad, said the Artesia Breakfast Club fan. That she is not. She is not beautiful. And hates everyone equally said, the pot calling the kettle black there. I don't know what you're referring to. Give us some depth in that. And Dustin said that Barack Obama was the first gay president. Yes, I believe it, said Dustin.
Okay. Well, actually, no. There was one way further back.
Bosque County said, the earth will never move. Look it up. And then he sent a BibleGateway.com passage. He said, there you go, Blake, Bosque County. Thank you. And Elmer Romero said, they eat with the right hand, said Elmer Romero. Skinny Randy said, whenever the Cowgirls beat the Raiders, it must have been like they won the Super Bowl. LOL. And only time a person with a wee-wee should be in a woman's restroom is when they're fixing something that's broken.
Yeah, like a plumber or whatever.
Or they're trying to be and hook up with a little sneaky link.
And they put the sign out front that says out of order.
Trying to be a sneaky link. I heard the Artesia CDL school shut down because of all the scrutiny. Does that mean that we're giving CDLs to illegals also? Ooh.
New Mexico, yeah.
Dale said part of it to the mice to fatten them up for his cat. What? Oh, good morning. The most puzzling conspiracy theory I have is was Tommy really eating all of the junk food y'all said he was, or was he feeding part of it to the mice to fatten them up for his cat? Says Dale.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get to this day in history. This day in history brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs. They are veteran-owned and the largest firearms dealer around. A state-of-the-art indoor shooting range with the Milo FBI training simulator, where you can shoot live fire or a laser with more than 1,000 different scenarios. Lots of ammo in stock and online, plus a large selection of optics from Night Force, Vortex, EOTech, and more. 2A Tactical carries all types of firearms accessories, including safes, tactical gear, and a new full line of King's Camo. They've got it in stock. Plus, if they don't have what you're looking for, it's sure to be on their huge website at 2atacticalrange.com, where they offer financing. There are monthly memberships and hourly rates available at the shooting range, and with a huge variety of guns for rent, including a fully auto AR. And 2A Tactical has your suppressors, which are also known as silencers, and suppressors are getting approved faster than ever before. But as always, you can come and shoot it at the range even before you're approved, just like you can rent one of the other guns. And it's not your typical gun store. 2A Tactical Firearms and Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs, or online at 2atacticalrange.com. Proud sponsor of this day in history. On this day in 1493, Christopher Columbus discovered Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm going to try and do this without jokes today. In 1620, the Mayflower Pilgrims reached Cape Cod. Too many. I got so many. On this day in 1863, President Lincoln delivered his famous Gettysburg Address. 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. In 1895, the pencil was invented. That really left a mark. And in 1959, sorry, I tried, the last Edsel rolled off the assembly line. Edsel was no more. And in 1982, the Federal Reserve Board cut its discount rate from 9.5% to 9% to help along a sluggish U.S. economy. And in 2007, Amazon introduced the Kindle, and thus began the slide of Borders books to going out of business. Birthdays today. Tyga? Is that the way you say that?
Yeah, or Tigga.
Yeah, turns 36 today. With a name like that, it'd be kind of weird if they played baseball for Detroit. The Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Adam Driver turns 42. Played Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars movies, and Lena Dunham's love interest in HBO's Girls. He was once a Marine. He received a medical discharge after breaking his sternum in a mountain biking accident. That was kind of interesting. Olympic gymnast Carrie Strug turns 48. Man, time flies fast. Country singer Billy Currington turns 52. Jodie Foster is 63, and Meg Ryan is 64. I thought that was kind of interesting because a lot of people always mix up Jodie Foster and Meg Ryan. And you can't even say the one with the different birthday because they have the same birthday. Designer Calvin Klein turns 83. Kind of made Brooke Shields famous. Media mogul Ted Turner, sailor, cable TV guy, Jane Fonda's ex, he turns 87 today. So, guess there's a lot going on there in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Some folks no longer with us. Speaking of Atlanta, Larry King left us in 2021. And Dan Haggerty left us in 2016. Do you know who he is, Monica?
No.
He was the life and times of Grizzly Adams. He played Grizzly Adams. But before that, he kind of looked like a grizzly too with that big old beard. Before that, he was a biker and Easy Rider. And apparently he was also a real-time biker, like for real. And those are the things that happened on this day in history. Monica, give us a couple more texts real quick, will you?
Okay. Patrick's cousin Daniel said, whoever said Epstein isn't really dead made me think, what if Hillary Clinton has him locked up in her sex dungeon or something?
Oh, that would be awful.
Mm.
Can you imagine being in her dungeon?
Tom would love to be in her dungeon. Patrick's cousin Daniel also said, aliens probably fly by Earth saying, don't go there.
Right.
That's the hood.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever, Daniel.
I agree, Daniel. I agree.
And Richard in the patch said, there have been no chemtrails in the sky during the government shutdown. Gavin Newsom does not have a chance if J.D. Vance runs for president or Donald Trump Jr. Why does the Vatican never turn over a priest guilty of child molestation to the authorities? They moved them to another parish. Why? You have a 2-digit IQ if you think we live on a flat earth. And no, they don't want to come back. Just look at any headline that starts with a Florida man.
I agree.
Listen, that was a good one. Torta Lover said there are flight manuals from the United States Air Force from the 1950s that say the earth is flat. Also, they used to teach that the earth was flat until the early 1900s when the Rockefellers took over and they made the Federal Reserve. Why do you think they call it an airplane? Because you're flying over a flat plane. Just take a look at some of the stuff I sent you.
All right. I got too much that I could refute in that, so we can't. We're short on time. It is 7:54, time for the national anthem and the pledge, being brought to you by your farmer's agent, Rebecca Long. When it comes to protecting your home, auto, boats, RTVs, RVs, You want commercial or life insurance? Call Rebecca Long. She started her business at the age of 19 and is still helping people 40 years later. Stop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs and visit with Rebecca, or give her a call, 575-393-2661, 575-393-2661. She is your farmer's insurance agent and can customize and bundle coverage options for you, no matter where you are in New Mexico, though she is based out of Hobbs. If you're in New Mexico, you need to be calling her. Call her today. You can decide if your coverage is ready for whatever it is that may come your way. Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661, proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge.
Good morning. My name is Jack Zeeble. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad strides and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular of Oxford singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you. Lord's Prayer being brought to you by Judah Oil. They would like to remind you to remain positive during these times and always keep your family first and focus on those things you have control over. Know that God is always in control and will guide you.
Today's verse of the day is 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Hi, this is Kim with Judah Oil and the Harris family doing the Lord's Prayer for you today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
758 right here on B and the Breakfast Club. We are on KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM, KDAZ Albuquerque 700 AM 96.9 FM, and in Ruidoso KWES 93.5 FM. So we still got lots of stories to get to. We got lots of your texts to get to. We are asking what your favorite conspiracy theory is, and do you believe it? Text us 877-396-9105. We've been talking about the Epstein files, which of course the House voted 425-1 yesterday to release those files. That one vote that said no, that was Louisiana Congressman Clay Higgins. He was the only no vote. And that law went to President Trump, and he signed it. So those things are going to be coming out. And Ford is testing out selling used cars on Amazon in a couple of markets.
Ford is?
Ford.
Oh, wow.
So, Ford dealers, I guess they're going to partner with local Ford folks to do that. I don't know, but we'll have to look into that a little bit more. We got to get to news. News brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror and Grooming Tool. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. Super bright LED lights. It travels really easy in a traveling case. Weighs like less than 4 pounds, and it's not very big when it packs down because those mirrors fold out. And it's just one of the greatest things that was ever invented if you need to look at something in a reflection. And it was invented right here in Southeast New Mexico by Rebecca Long. Yeah, it's perfect for putting on your makeup and trimming your beard. You got makeup professionals who like this thing. You have people who have to look good when they go out. People like Reba McEntire and lots of other stars that have to look good. They have this makeup mirror, the Atlas makeup mirror, because it works. Like I said, professional makeup artists use it. Mm-hmm. Here on the movie set, we have makeup artists that use it to get everybody ready. There's no reason that you shouldn't be using it as well. And you can pick it up. It makes a perfect gift. Call Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. 575-631-3189. You can buy it online if you want to at lastmakeupmirror.com, and she can ship it all over. And not only do you get that big mirror, they have the wall mount that you can do, so you can travel or you can be mounted at home. And they have the medium size. I guess you call that for your purse, right? $39. And then they have the smaller size for only $29. And you are not going to go wrong with that. You can go find them on Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, atlasmakeupmirror.com or give Rebecca a call, 575-631-3189. We'll be back in just a second. We got to check in with news. It is 8:01.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. No word yet when the bill that sailed through Congress to force the DOJ to release the Epstein files will reach President Trump's desk for his signature. South Carolina Congressman Ralph Norman.
This isn't a Democrat, it isn't a Republican issue. This is an American integrity issue of bringing to light what it was a massive cover-up.
Republican earlier on Fox and Friends First. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll and his team landed this morning in Kyiv to meet with Ukrainian officials. He's the highest-level Trump Pentagon official to visit that nation, defending its homeland from Russia, which delivered yet another massive strike. That's from the northeastern city of Kharkiv. It's part of a barrage that leaves 20 dead, dozens more injured in the western part of the nation. America's listening to Fox News.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
What's really going on? Danny Bellows here at Permian Ford Lincoln, corner of Sanger and Del Paso, and I have some big news. You're going to want to listen to this. 2025 Ford models have 0% for 60 months and 90 days of deferred payments. That means you won't have a payment until February, possibly March. Right here at Permian Ford Lincoln, corner of Sanger and Del Paso. 0% for 60 months on 2025 model year-end clearance sale is going on right now. You got to get yourself down to Permian Ford Lincoln. We have a huge selection, and we're ready to serve you guys. 1000 North Del Paso Street here, Hobbs, America.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Make sure you and the crew are rigged up with a full set of work gear from Rig Outfitters and the Home Store in Hobbs. Brands like Wrangler, Rocky, Timberland, Rasco, Durango, and Bulwark FR, just to name a couple of the big ones. Hard hats, safety vests, boots, and everything FR. Choose from a full line of Arctic coolers, jugs, and mugs to keep everything to temperature on the job site. From head to toe, Rig Outfitters in the home store has you safely covered. 1401 North Turner in Hobbs, inside the Broadmoor Mall.
When it comes to protecting your home, sometimes things can come out of left field. That's when it can help to have a game plan. And luckily, Farmers' customizable home insurance packages offer coverage options you can tailor the way you want. Talk with Farmers agent Rebecca Long so you can decide if your coverage is ready for whatever it is that may come your way.
I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Discover straightforward home coverage options and more by calling Farmers agent Rebecca Long at 575-393-2661. That's Rebecca Long at 575-393-2661.
We are farmers. Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherlands.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood to fencing, power tools, and furniture, Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
CNM Electric LLC of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in southeast and south central New Mexico. Whether it's oil field, agricultural, industrial, automation, and alarm systems, they also offer panel fabrication and power line work. CNM Electric provides generator rentals and shore power light towers, as well as small to large temporary power distribution centers for drilling, frac, and workovers. Call the experts at CNM Electric today and rest assured that there is no job too big or too small for them to handle. Call 575-396-2692. CNM Electric LLC, licensed, bonded, and insured with over 30 years experience.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford, home of the lifetime Permian powertrain promise. That means your engine and transmission performs for the life that you own the vehicle or it's covered.
4 out of 5 doctors' offices recommend listening to Be in the Breakfast Club. It makes healthier fish, happier plants in your lobby, and it curbs magazine thefts. Call now, 877-396-W105. Call now.
So it is International Man Day. That's where that came from. It is 807 here on B and the Breakfast Club. Our text line, 877-396-9105. We're talking about all kinds of stuff today. Our question of the day is, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? And do you believe it? I mean, because there's some that you know that you just don't believe it, right? But they're fun. And so that's always kind of a thing. And, I don't know. So what is it? 877-396-9105. I got to do a quick check of the weather here. It is 8:07 in Hobbs in southeast New Mexico. Today, it looks like you're going to get up to about 74 degrees. And then going into tonight and into tomorrow, chance of showers. And it can get up to about 90% chance of showers, it says. And we're going to clear out for a couple days, be in the 60s, then maybe have some weather showers back on the weekend. Now in Ruidoso, it's similar, but lower temperatures, obviously, and it's going to be raining most of today. Showers are likely all the way through tomorrow, and then you're going to get a chance of switching over to the snow. And lows are going to be in the low 30s, 30, 31, 29, somewhere in that area, but it's going to warm up into the 50s Friday and Saturday, and rain moves back in on Saturday night. In Albuquerque, same thing. Chance of showers today, about 20%, but tonight moves up to about 80%. Tomorrow, 80% chance of showers. Highs in the 50s and 60s going into the weekend, and then Saturday night into Sunday, a good chance at some showers there as well. Weather being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway in Carlsbad. They're located at 1301 South Canal Street. Man, it's Thanksgiving. You know it. Every one of these things, they have great things like those young turkeys on sale for 89 cents a pound. They have shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. Ice cream or sherbet, $2.98. They have Munchies, snack mixes, Lay's potato chips, 2 for $5. They have those brown and serve rolls. I could probably just eat a whole tray of those sometime. They're pretty good. And you can mix it with all the other stuff. They got cut yams in the can for 98 cents. Mashed potato, Idaho mashed potatoes, instant, $2.78. The crispy fried onions that go so good on top of things like green bean casserole, even though that sometimes is hit or miss. They got that on sale for $3.78. The pumpkin puree, $2. 2 cans for $3. Make some pumpkin pie.
What brand is that?
That is the Food Club brand.
Okay.
And if you need fruits and veggies to go with that, like fresh onions and stuff, they got the yellow onion 3-pound bag for only $1.59. Baby cut carrots, $2.59. Fresh greens, $1.69. That's your collards, turnips, curly, flat leaf mustard greens. Fruits, they got all the large pears, Gala, Honeycrisp, or Sugar Bee apples, $1.29 a pound. Lemons and limes for whatever you're going to use that lemon and lime in. 3 for $1. Always a good time there. And those little mini cucumbers, which I kind of like better sometimes than the big cucumbers, $2.49 for a pack, which is pretty good. That is La Tienda Thriftway in Carlsbad, located at 1301 South Canal in Carlsbad. Now, we are talking about conspiracy theories, and Monica, you are loaded down with the text, so I want you to go ahead and get right back to that, if you will.
Okay. Brian Worthington said the biggest conspiracy theory is love. Either you believe in it or you don't. I believe in it. Daniel's
Isn't
right.
that a song? I believe in love.
I think so. Daniel is right. The aliens drive by and look at us like we're all Odessa.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Not a conspiracy theory, but there's a podcast that everyone should listen to. It's Charlie Kirk's head of security talking about that day. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's you can go find that. I have that story in my stack somewhere. They was on both Breitbart and on The Hill and on Fox this morning. They had that in various locations. But if you get any of those news things, you can go look it up.
Tupac and other singers are not dead. They're all alive, hiding out, just like Elvis was. Michael Jackson is alive. So
Do you
they
believe
say.
that?
Do y'all believe those?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a 2-part question. And they are so fun. I love that you bring these into it. But then I want to know, do you believe them? Like, there's a lot of conspiracy theories I love to look at, but I don't believe them. And there are some that I love to look at that I do believe.
If evolution was true, why are there still apes on Earth? God is our creator, said this texter.
How come there's always a missing link? If could there be a missing link in every single species if that was true? I'm just saying.
Chuck from Hobbs and Tony in the Cap Shop totally came in clutch at the same time.
Ooh.
They both said Abraham Lincoln was the first gay president. That's what Tony said. Chuck from Hobbs said Abraham Lincoln slept with his bodyguard. Supposedly his wife was really ugly. And he couldn't close his eyes. Huh, Chuck?
That's mean.
I insulted a man in a restaurant in Roswell years ago by stating that I believe that alien abductions are the safest way to travel because they always come back and talk about it.
That is funny.
Muslims, the Antichrist, said Sphincter Speaker. Reminder again, the last Monday, Trump had a literal terrorist member of the AI or of the Al Qaeda in the White House.
Did he? You know, I want to segue out of that real quick, Monica. We'll get right back to the text. Governor Greg Abbott in Texas. Did you hear about this? He designated the Muslim Brotherhood and CAIR, that's the Council on American Islamic Relations, as foreign terrorist organizations. Now, if you remember, one of the things and the reason this is important is because voters in Texas just voted into law, and Greg Abbott signs it, that if you're designated as a foreign terrorist organization, you can't own property in the state of Texas.
Oh, wow.
Now, you remember we were talking about how CAIR and other Muslim groups close to Dallas in that area had very large tracts of land that they want to build their own city on, right? And they wanted to have their own Sharia law, and they wanted to have all their own things and basically take over part of Texas and the United States. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. Calling it something different, but it's what they're doing. And so by Texas Governor Greg Abbott doing this, and CARE really is a foreign terrorist organization. I mean, he is right when he lists this, because you can go down and look at everything they support, and they're a very anti-American group.
Yeah.
They hate Christians. They hate Jews. They hate America. And they try to use our own laws against us.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty interesting. Now, also in Texas, this is a little blow to redistricting. A U.S. district court has struck down the redistricting map that Texas just did that gained 5 seats for Republicans, or supposedly made it easier for 5 Republicans to take those seats. And now, because this district court judge has issued an injunction that struck down the map, of course, I was looking for who the judge was, but it didn't say who it was. But then, of course, Jasmine Crockett got all giddy about it and brought her ghetto self out and said, "Ooh, Trump's about to be so mad." That's a quote. And but anyway, it's a domino effect now, right? Because you have a lot of Democrats who are that have previously announced retirement. Now they're going to run for some of those districts that they thought that they weren't going to be able to win. So that's why they were going to retire, because, they take their ball and go home. And GOP candidates have already filed for the election, and they've been raising money for those districts. So this is going to head up to the U.S. Supreme Court to see how that holds up. And my question on that is, if this district court judge, which it didn't say who they were, right? How can one judge who doesn't like redistricting say that it's that way for Texas, but not for California, when Gavin Newsom said that's what he was doing? He was going to make it hard for Republicans to win. I don't know. Just a question. These questions this morning being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa in Ruidoso. They're located on the river crossing. Their November special is Botox. Give them a call, 575-257-4772, and ask them about that Botox special. And they also want to remind you that skincare is very important to your overall health and well-being. They have a lot of procedures to help you out with that. And they're also ready to help you with weight loss. I mean, we're going into the holiday season, which is a time of year that people typically tend to gain weight.
Right.
So might want to look into some of the semaglutide and other medications that offer the same benefits as Ozempic and Mounjaro, but cost a lot less. Get a jump on that and lose some of that weight before the holiday season sets in. They can help you out with all of that. Give them a call for a medical appointment at the Fusion Medical Spa, 575-257-4SPA. That's 575-257-4772. Fusion Medical Spa in Ruidoso, and they can hook you up. Monica in the text.
As far as love goes, I feel that women can fall in love, but for men, it's lust, said Bonnie. John Joseph said, my favorite conspiracy theory is that Tom A actually graduated from university. I don't believe it. LOL.
He never produced it.
Dirt Road Jen said the 3-Eye Atlas is alien, but unless we look, we will never know. Jimmy Burnside said, I believe in evolution and getting stuck in evolution. Look at the Kardashians. Elvis is alive, said a texter.
How old would he be now? Like,
Elvis?
he's almost 90, right?
I don't know. We're just one big sitcom for the aliens, said a texter.
I agree with that.
Jeff Rose said, get to work, Rocket. My favorite conspiracy theory that I do not believe is the flat earth. I find it hilarious. My favorite conspiracy theory I do believe is that Michelle is Big Mike.
Okay.
And holy it stinks in Loco Hills. Y'all were talking about the kids the other day living there. For the love of God, move your kids out of there, said B from Roswell. bean sandwich said, I believe the Bible said the Antichrist would be asexual.
I got to go look.
Roy from Jal said the first gay president was Clinton. He would nail everything that walked.
No,
LOL.
it was actually even before Lincoln, I think.
There we go. Sphincter Speaker, you were exactly right. He wanted something to argue with you about.
Told you.
So, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Sphincter Speaker. It was 915 liberal.
Somebody.
Anyways, Chicky Pow Pow.
Real liberals just always looking for something to argue about.
Yeah. Artesia Truck Driving School is a joke. We have drivers that say the instructors only have 6 months experience. And believe me, it shows because our new drivers are driving me crazy. Can't drive for beep, 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 beep. Russ, what is Russ saying? He just texted in, LOL. Good morning, Russ.
He's having a good time. Good morning, Russ.
You're more than welcome to come and join us. Yeah. Get your rear down here. Come sit
We're having a good time. I know you got some conspiracy theories.
Oh, get your rear down here. I believe that aliens and UFOs are fallen angels. In the unidentified UFO sightings on the History Channel, they have found a lot of drawings that people made thousands of years ago. They all looked like angel-type beings with high tech going up to the skies. They would even call them gods, said Sandman.
That's one of my favorites, actually, the ancient aliens thing with and angels and demons. And if you look at like old art from the masters and stuff, you'll see that there's UFOs that they painted in the painting. Why would they do that? You go back, you look, if you read some of the Bible, that the current iteration of the Bible, those books that they left out because it didn't fit whatever, King James wanted in there at the time or whatever. They have reference to the giants and things that are on the earth, the Anunnaki and things like that.
Sure.
And who and what they are and things of that nature, which is pretty interesting. So that whole alien, angels, demon thing and the veil between our realm and the spiritual realm, I find very interesting. But speaking of another conspiracy theory, before you get to the next one, Monica, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories about The Simpsons, right? The cartoon.
Yes.
And The Simpsons have just killed off another classic character. Although you're probably not going to miss this one that much. Alice Glick. She's the organist at the church that the Simpsons go to. And she dropped dead in the middle of the sermon on Sunday night's episode. Now, she's been on the show for 35 years. That was since season 2. And the producers confirmed, nope, she's gone. Gone. Now, she was voiced by Cloris Leachman in her first appearance, but then an actress named Tress MacNeille took over. And they have another organist named Gertie, and she was the one behind the keys during the greatest moments in Simpson history. But anyway, Bart changed organ music and duped the church into singing a 17-minute hymn in the Garden of Eden. And you might remember that because we talked about Inga-Gata Devita by Iron Butterfly, and that's what that's supposed to be. And Bart dropped in the music for Inga-Gata Devita and called it In the Garden of Eden, which is what it was. Anyway, another character on The Simpsons, but they've had a lot of predictions in the past that have come true. Yes. What do you think about that?
Yes.
We still got Boob of the Day. We got more conspiracy text, just any of your regular text as well. Coming up, we've got in Albuquerque, there was a driver accused of hitting and killing a University of New Mexico hospital nurse, and they're facing more charges. Brian Boyce has been indicted on new charges, and those include homicide by vehicle and open container. And of course, he still faces the charge of leaving the scene of the accident, and he was speeding down Lomas Boulevard and crashed into 28-year-old pediatric emergency room nurse Alec Montoya while he was trying to cross the street outside the hospital back on October 9th. Now, they say he stopped his car after hitting Montoya and stayed at the scene of the accident, was taken to the hospital for minor injuries, and then fled the building so that cops couldn't get to him. So I say go after him. Also in Albuquerque, homicide detectives are investigating after a body was found in a vehicle following a shooting on Monday. Now, on Tuesday, police announced they charged a person in connection with that case. That's 18-year-old Dominic Spear. and he's been charged for the shooting death of a man in the North Valley. The victim has not been identified yet, but these are the charges this 18-year-old kid is facing. 1 open count of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, aggravated fleeing of law enforcement officer, 2 counts of tampering with evidence, criminal damage to property, resisting evading arrest, unlawful possession of a firearm, and reckless driving. Now, that shooting happened in the 2900 block of Carlton Street Northwest, and that was on Monday, like I said. And when they got on scene, the police was fleeing, the vehicle was fleeing the area, and they got the kid. It's too bad he wasn't in a Honda, because Honda, they're recalling 256,000 cars.
Why?
A software glitch.
So it has to have been the newer models.
Yeah. But, software glitch took down the internet basically yesterday, and again with Amazon a couple weeks ago, and now Hondas.
Yeah.
Now they're all hybrid vehicles, and this glitch can cause a loss of power while driving. If you lose power while driving, that of course makes the risk of crash go way up.
Absolutely.
And so if it's between 2023 and 2025, if you have a Honda hybrid, they urge you to call a dealer and schedule. They can come in and fix that software right away. Like I said, we still got Boob of the Day coming up. We got the good news of the day coming up. We got Monica with the text right now.
Okay. I'm going to try to go all the way back. That last caller, that gentleman that called in, that touched on something. I found some molten metal close to Mayhill. It was in an area that you wouldn't expect to see metal. I can't bring it to light for fear of getting in trouble for picking it up, said this texter. However, it can be from the space shuttle or a meteor. Okay.
Could be.
Jared Sanders said, have you noticed that now we have cameras in our pockets at all times with great resolution, but there are less sightings of Bigfoot, UFOs, or even weird things in the dark?
Well, I do want to address that, and it's not really about Bigfoot. You have a great camera in your pocket on your phone. Now, wherever you are right now, if that phone is in your pocket, something happens, right? Somebody runs by, somebody walks by, a cow.
Yeah.
All right. You're under pressure because you go, oh my God, I got to get this. Pull that phone out and take a picture or video and see what it looks like. Because that's why. I mean, people with those sightings of things, a lot of times are taken by surprise. And so it won't be that good of a photo. But there have been some other ones, and some of them have been debunked and some of them haven't. Continue, Monica.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that every year is the Cowboys' year, says Jim Carlsbad. 62-year-old Christian said the Antichrist will come out of the old Roman Empire. See, that's where I get the Pope. Aliens and time travel are real. Aliens have given us most of our modern technology. Otherwise, we would still be living in the Stone Age, said this texter. And watch Ancient Aliens. I didn't believe at first, but they do have a very logical way of explaining their theory. Plus, the government has confirmed UFO and orb sightings, says this texter. James and Eunice said, I'm thinking we're about to find Bigfoot. Then we don't have to watch Finding Bigfoot anymore. Tim K. in Midland said, the next time someone tells you the Earth is a flat disk, ask them to explain why the stars rotate counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. That'll shut them up real quick. These people are the absolute dregs of human intelligence, and most of them couldn't pass an 8th grade science test, but they want to teach you all about astrophysics. Hilarious. Beth says, women deserve to feel safe and not uncomfortable. There are still a lot of us that are very modest and don't appreciate being put in a situation that we are totally uncomfortable with. I agree. And California voted on it, and Texas voted against it and still did it. I don't like gerrymandering either way, but that's the difference. Funny stat, there are 8 million registered Dems in Texas and 6.6 million Republicans, said the senior speaker.
And a lot of them came from elsewhere.
Have you heard the one where Woody Harrelson's dad was the assassin who killed JFK? Never heard that.
So, yeah, look into Woody Harrelson's dad. It's the reason why Woody starred in the movie Natural Born Killers.
Oh.
And so I'll just leave it at that. That part of that's true.
Nick from the Patch says aliens do exist. Indiana Jones proved it in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. LOL.
I love it.
My conspiracy is that the White Sands was created from the test of the atomic bomb, and that the White Sands holds some type of low dose of radioactiveness.
I hadn't heard that one. That's a good
I
one.
hadn't heard that one either. Need to remember the aliens crashed in Roswell. They weren't there because they wanted to be. Dirt Road Jen said yesterday the government made the clouds. Today they're seeding them.
Mm-hmm.
Torta Lover said, okay, I got a good one for y'all.
Okay.
Why is the Bermuda Triangle a military zone? Because that's where the space shuttle lands, and that's where they launch from Florida or Houston. And it doesn't go straight up. It goes at an angle. That's why Obama defunded NASA, because it's fake. I'll do one better. Spaceport America in Truth or Consequences, 30 minutes away from Las Cruces, has been there for probably 20 years and has never had a successful flight to space. Why? You guessed it, because it's fake. And this texter said, I believe the government uses major events to push their narratives. 9/11, go to war, to bring the economy back up like it was during the World Wars. January 6th, to make Trump look like a criminal and turn people against him. The Vegas shooting, Florida shooting, and other school shootings to get rid of guns. The more you look into these things, the more it seems to be true. Agreed, about 80% with your stuff. Big Trucker C said, I like what Blake says about taking by surprise, because I'm going to be honest with you. I am not curious about anything. If I'm taken by surprise, I'm trying to figure out whether I should run, shoot, or see if it's the cops. I'm not a curious person. The last thing I'm trying to do is take a picture of it. LOL. And Juan Marquez said, not really a conspiracy theory, but am I the only one who wonders what language deaf people speak to themselves in?
That's funny. I like it. That could be a thought of the day. We're going to seg from that. We need to take a break anyway.
Oh, my God.
The show.
Seriously?
News this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name in Southeast New Mexico for exceptional construction and siding services. Now, while they offer residential services, their specialty is the construction of commercial and industrial type metal buildings, just like the carport they did out here for us. You should drop by the studio and take a look at it. From start to finish, Seminole Siding and Construction offers a comprehensive solution for all your construction needs. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Choose Seminole Siding and Construction for your next project and experience the difference that quality makes. You can contact them today to get started. 575-391-1430. They do commercial metal buildings, industrial metal buildings, shingle and metal roofs, siding, soffit and fascias, doors and windows, and seamless gutters. Just give them a call. You're going to love the work they do. You can find them Seminole Siding and Construction.com, or like I said, give them a call, 575-391-1430. It is 8:32. We'll be right back after the news. MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. Alexis Avila, the Hobbs woman convicted of throwing her newborn baby in the dumpster about 4 years ago, has lost her appeal. She was sentenced to 16 years in prison after a jury found her guilty of child abuse and attempted murder. She appealed her conviction, claiming she did not get a fair trial because the jury instructions were confusing and her attorney did not bring up an insanity defense. However, the State Court of Appeals rejected those arguments. Avila has not been in custody while her appeal was pending, but the district attorney office said they will file a motion to revoke that release. And former Loving Police Chief Frank Mathola was convicted on November 14th of impersonating a police officer nearly 4 years after he was accused of making an arrest outside of his jurisdiction. A 12-person jury found Mathola guilty on both charges after a 4-day trial held in Eddy County District Court before District Judge David Finger. District Attorney Diana Luce said that while the misdemeanor charge held a potential sentence of 364 days, along with 182 days for the petty misdemeanor, her biggest goal was to put a conviction on Mathola's record she hoped would make it difficult for him to be hired in the future as an officer in the state of New Mexico. And the state is looking for the very best fish art that New Mexican students have to offer. The Department of Game and Fish is sponsoring an art competition open to grades K through 12. Kids and teens can submit their art featuring any fish in New Mexico, including some species not necessarily native to the state. The deadline for the contest is January 31st, and the winners will be announced in March. For more information, go to the New Mexico Game and Fish website and look for the art contest.
And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. Servicing residential and commercial, as well as industrial units for the patch, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems. And financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating. The fridge leaks, the dryer squeaks. You need to stop by Rig Outfitters and Home Store in Hobbs and check out their huge selection of appliances and electronics. LG, Samsung, Frigidaire, GE, Speed Queen, and more. Rig Outfitters also carries TVs, stereos, Bluetooth speakers, sound systems, and entertainment centers. Zero down and easy financing with approved credit. Rig Outfitters and Home Store, 1401 North Turner, inside the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs.
What's really going on? Daniel Bellis here, Permian Ford Lincoln, and it's a first come, first served basis, guys. We have a big announcement on 2025 model year clearance. It's called the year-end savings event, and it gives you 0% for 60 months and 90 days deferred payment on all 2025 models left in stock. Come check us out. It's a first come, first served basis. You want to make sure that you get the ones that you like, and yes, it does include America's best-selling truck F-150. It does include our Ford Super Duties, guys. Come and check us out. We're going to be excited to help you guys out. 1000 North Del Paso Street here in Hobbs, America.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at AtLastMakeupMirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise. You see, this is what happens when you let sick people play with powerful toys.
No more! No more!
What's that? I had the volume down on my hearing aid.
Here we go, back to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be part of the show. 877-396-W105.
Where are the Epstein files? Congress took some action. Is it really happening? Who was on Epstein Island? They just might be acting. Bet they're still redacting.
8:37. 8:37 right here on B and the Breakfast Club. Monica, we've had some good texts this morning, and I know we still have a lot to go. We have Boob of the Day coming up. Give me 2 more texts, and then I want to get this story about raccoons, and then we'll do Boob of the Day.
All right. The Bible speaks of a great king to come into power in this country and bring 2 years of great prosperity before the end of times. I wonder if it's Trump, says the texter. And Torta Lover says, remember last year around summertime when those 2 astronauts got stuck in space? A couple of months went by to December, and all of a sudden they had Christmas hats, and it was only supposed to be a couple of days mission. Did they pack those Christmas hats in summertime expecting to be there for Christmas? I do remember something like that.
They have those on the space station because that's where they were. They have all of those kinds of things on the space station for whoever's there. So I like where you're going with that thought, but yes and no. Monica?
That's it for the text line.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. Text us your favorite conspiracy theory and then let us know, do you believe it? Or your second favorite conspiracy theory or whatever. 877-396-9105. Like I said, Boo of the Day coming up. But first, could your next pet be a raccoon? Like if you're still taking care of a turtle and your child desperately needed, 15 years ago, that turtle, and you still have it, just know there are worse pets that kids are starting to demand. Researchers are saying raccoons are those pets that are the ones that kids are starting to talk about. A study at the University of Arkansas determined that raccoons physically changing in their response to interaction with humans is leading to this. Thought that was interesting. And by physically changing, they mean their faces are looking cuter. Yeah, they're not dumpster diving any less, and they're not becoming any less disease-ridden. But this biologist said that once wild animals start spending time in the proximity of people, they come a little bit less afraid and perhaps even start showing physical signs of domestication syndrome. I didn't know that was a syndrome. Anyway, raccoons aren't the only animals this is happening to. Foxes, mice, and things like that also have softer facial features so that people think they're cute. Because if people think they're cute, they will take care of them. And almost all of those, they do not make great pets. Yeah. In some places, it's illegal. Yeah, they look cute. Foxes and raccoons can be quite destructive. A lot of times, they're probably smarter than the people trying to take care of them. And raccoons and foxes are also in the top 5 rabies-carrying animals as well. So you think that animal's just trying to be nice, and all they really want to do is bite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun. All right, let's get to Boob of the Day. Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. They have medical professionals on staff. They offer functional medicine, such as natural supplements, stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, cryotherapy chamber. Now, ladies, they offer hormone optimization, and guys, they do that for you too. Desert Functional Medicine believes in treating the root cause of the problem, not just numbing the symptoms. And you've heard Kevin talk all about some of the stuff that he goes through with Desert Functional. They do they call it the dashboard, the full blood workup. You can go in there and get your blood work up, and they can see where the problem is, and then they can try to treat it naturally, not just give you some pill from Big Pharma. Yeah, Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovington Highway, Suite 550 in Hobbs. Call them 575-964-8025, 575-964-8025. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day. That's you, Monica.
All right, we've got a stupid criminal. It's a guy who waved a gun around because he thought the woman would find it sexy. Now, woman or women? Let's find out. For a millennia, men have asked the question, what do women want? And spoiler alert, they still have no idea. This guy in Rockford, Illinois, got arrested on Friday after hanging out the side of a car and swinging a gun around because he thought the ladies would like it. Someone called 911 after they saw 27-year-old Saba Bonilla hanging out of the window of a black SUV and waving a semi-automatic rifle. It was a Smith & Wesson that basically looked like an AR-15. The gun was sitting on the back seat of his SUV when cops caught up with him. He also had a large-capacity magazine with 30 bullets hidden in his pant leg. At least 2 women were in the car with him, and when cops asked why he waved the gun around, he said he was attempting to have sexual relations with them and, quote, believed that women liked these things. It turns out he's been convicted on weapons charges 4 separate times. They arrested him for unlawful possession of a gun. He's due in court on December 16th. The blood of Jesus. A guy waving a gun around because he thought the women would find it sexy. I don't think that would be sexy. I mean,
it does.
There are times and places.
Maybe he different gun.
Blake, I'm thinking.
Anyway,
I'm
he's the
thinking
boob
like
of
a
the day.
military, a military moment when the guy's doing his thing with his gun or whatever, military gun, and a girl thinking like, oh, that looks nice,
Yeah, that just makes him the boob of the day. Being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine. Desert Functional Medicine sponsoring the boob of the day. Still a lot of good stuff to get to. We got the good news of the day coming up in a little bit. Monica's going to be doing that one too. 1/3 of Americans say they're cutting their Thanksgiving budgets by about 41%. How do you think they're doing that, Monica?
I apologize. Me and Carmen are having a conversation off there.
They're doing smaller gatherings, potluck style meals, and skipping traveling. Now, if you remembered earlier, we said that people are going to spend like $952 on those things. But then they come down here and they say they're going to do less of that. I don't know. And Jake Paul, remember him?
Yes.
He's climbing back in the ring, this time with former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in a professional match that's going to be on Netflix on December 19th.
Oh, wow.
Now, did you ever watch Jackass?
Yes.
Johnny Knoxville.
Yes.
He is now married.
About dang time. Did you know
Found
he's doing
someone to tie the knot with.
Oh.
It's his longtime partner, Emily.
Oh, they just finally got married.
Yeah, right over the weekend.
Hey, no, did you know that he's doing like a new Fear Factor?
I'm surprised he's alive.
Correct. Correct. And to those of you who like Carmen and I just thought of that song, No Scrubs, with the guy hanging out the side of his passenger. Hanging out the side of the passengers, hanging out the right of the passenger side of the No Scrubs. There you go. I just wrapped it.
Look at you, Miss Rappin'
No,
Rapper. So in New Mexico, of course, the governor's race is coming up next year. And thank goodness our current governor is termed out. So that's good. And there are some people who have announced they're running, and there's a number of Democrats on the Democrat side. And on the Republican side, Rio Rancho Mayor Greg Hull is the kind of front runner for the Republican side, but he's announced that he's not going to try and keep that position. He's going for the governorship, win, lose, or draw. Now, he was the first Republican to announce the candidacy, and the city will host its municipal elections on March 3rd. So come March 3rd, he's going to be out of the job as mayor of Rio Rancho, and he's going to spend full time running for the governor office.
Ooh.
And our text line is 877-396-9105. We're talking about whatever you want to talk about, but our question today is, what's your favorite conspiracy theory, and do you believe it? Now, Mexico's president, she is refusing Trump's proposal for U.S. military strikes against the cartels. That should come as a surprise to no one.
So I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
What grounds does she have to say, no, you can't do that?
She's a president of her country.
Right. But like
You can't
moral grounds.
You can't do military strikes in my country.
I would have added, you can do military strikes in your country to my people, but not to my people in my country.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's
She said-
fair.
So she rejected military strikes against cartels on Mexican soil. And Trump said he would do whatever it takes to stop drugs from coming in. Right. So Sheinbaum, who is the president of Mexico, said she will not allow foreign military action. And even though Trump is still considering it. And he said that he's okay with it if it saves millions of lives. Now, she is echoing talks earlier about intervention, and she says she welcomes cooperation on security, but that its sovereignty is non-negotiable, stressing that any joint efforts must respect the authority of Mexico within the borders of Mexico. And so I kind of want to know from everybody, what do you think about that? Because on the one hand, I'm going to say I agree with her, even though I know that she is a cartel shill. She's put in place by them. But do you support just going into neighboring countries and attacking inside that country, a military action that you think is going to save lives in your country? Or should you try and work with the government of that country? Because I can flip that real quick. What if Canada says, oh, there's something that's coming up from the U.S. and we don't like it, so we're going to hit it with military strikes?
Yeah.
Like you would immediately say, no, you can't do that. We're our own country. So where do you fall on military action of our country? Like destroying drug boats. I get it. They're in international waters.
Right.
Not the same thing. Right. But going into a foreign country, especially a neighboring country, is that a declaration of war if you're attacking their people inside their borders?
I would say yes.
I mean, because we kind of declared war when we went into the Middle East, right? On the Taliban and all them. Well, what is that here? And speaking of within our borders, DHS, Homeland Security, is launching a new immigration operation in Louisiana and Mississippi, targeting places like Nolens and a few other places, Baton Rouge, and in southeastern Mississippi. And they got a good name for it. I don't know who comes up with all their names, but I kind of like the names they come up with. This one's called Operation Swamp Sweep.
Swamp Sweep.
They're sweeping the swamp.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they brought in, starting on Friday, they brought in a lot of equipment and vehicles and other logistics fanning out across Louisiana and Mississippi. They're stretching from New Orleans through Jefferson, St. Bernard and St. Tammany parishes, and all the way to Baton Rouge. And they're going to go after some of those illegal foreigner criminals, because they say everyone they're going after has a record, right? And they've announced that they've approved the deployment of approximately 200 Mississippi National Guard that are going to help that out. And Tom Homan was down there talking about how this expansion into Louisiana, Mississippi comes as the Trump administration is accelerating its nationwide immigration enforcement strategy. Now, if you remember, they've already sent folks to some of the big cities, Los Angeles, Chicago, Charlotte, stuff like that. So Operation Swamp Sweep, and Kevin being down kind of in that area, he might be able to give us insight when he comes back.
And speaking of swamp and bodies of water, I do want to remind those of you guys who are able to this weekend, go to the Boys and Girls Club 7th Annual Fall Fishing Derby happening this Saturday and Sunday. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, we talked about it yesterday and the day before. Those that are being tagged out, they've stocked the waters with trout, and one of those tagged fish is worth $1,000. The biggest catfish won't be left out. You can be a seasoned angler, first-time fisherman, but just bring your A game. And that biggest bass also scores you another great prize. All you have to do is get signed up. I think it starts Friday, the 21st at 1 p.m. The picturesque Lower Tanzel Dam. And then it's a 2-day event, fishing fun, friendly competition. Lots of prizes, lots and lots and lots of prizes. Kids under 12 fish for free. And then, of course, your $20 donation as an adult goes to support the local Boys and Girls Club.
And you can call JR DePorto for that, right?
Yes.
You want to give out his number?
Yes. I don't have his number on here.
And JR, if you're listening right now and if you want to call, go ahead and call in. We can talk about that real quick if you want to do that.
And they want to thank their core sponsors, Varco Electric and Keller Williams. And they just want to thank everybody who supports local events,
fishing,
and tourism.
The kids,
yes,
get out there, help the kids, help them out. Boys Club, Girls Club does a lot for the area. Obviously, that's in Carlsbad, but all over. And anytime you can support the kids, and this is the time of year we have fishing derbies, and we get it again in the spring, I guess. But here we got JR right now. Good morning, JR.
This is the time of year we have fishing derbies.
Go ahead and turn that radio down.
JR.
How you doing?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing good. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so the 21st we will be doing registration, and it starts at 1 o'clock. However, you can register throughout the tournament. This fall we will be doing tagged trout. So we tag a whole bunch of trout whenever New Mexico Department of Game and Fish comes and put those into the river. And one of those is worth a whopping $1,000. We will give $500 cash for the biggest catfish, and we won't leave out the biggest bass. We will give something good for that. We've got a whole bunch of trips to Ruidoso, golfing in Ruidoso, just a whole bunch of different kinds of prizes, places to eat food. I think we got a last makeup mirror as well. W105 always comes through and hooks us up with something, so we appreciate that. All these funds go to the Boys and Girls Club, and we just want to invite everybody from the surrounding communities to come out. It's a great family fun event. It's 2 days, and just bring your A game. We've got a lot of fishers. You don't have to be a professional at this. You can be a first-time angler. And, come out. We invite everybody, and bring your kiddos. Kiddos 12 and under are free. We ask for a $20 donation. We give about $5,000 of prizes, non-cash prizes, away after the event. The fish that are tagged that are not caught, we give the non-cash prizes away at the end of the event. So you're kind of entering a raffle as well. So invite everybody, and hope to see you guys here.
So, JR, if somebody doesn't have a fishing pole for their kids, do you guys have kids fishing poles on a limited basis, or do they need to stop by?
Yes, we get donations every year from a whole bunch of people. Print Designs this year, Jason Shirley, shout out to him. He bought about $200 worth of fishing poles, and there we get different sizes. So kids, whatever, come on out. If you don't have a fishing pole, we got someone there to show you how to bait the hook and put the hook onto the pole and all that. So come on out. Don't worry about anything like that. Single mothers, single fathers with young kids, come on out. We'll make sure that those kids have a good time.
All right. And so what number do they call? What website do they go to find out more and to register and do all that stuff?
You can go to the JR Deporto or the Boys and Girls Club Facebook page, and all the information is on the flyer. You can bring a boat and a kayak. Just be a responsible fisherman out there out on the river. And you could text me also at 575-361-9580.
One more time, just in case they didn't write it down.
575-361-9580, or JR Deporto Facebook page or Boys and Girls Club Facebook page. Everything's on the flyer. You can find the flyer at pretty much any buy, sell, trade, 411 page, Hobbs, Roswell, Carlsbad, Eunice, Lovington area. All of that's out there. So if you need anything, though, you can definitely give me a call or text.
All right. Thanks for calling in, JR. We appreciate it. And
yes, sir. Thank you, W105, for supporting the Boys and Girls Club as well.
Hope you have a really good turnout. I always love seeing the kids' grins ear to ear, no matter if it's a little bitty fish or a great big fish. They just seeing kids happy, that has to make you happy.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Just seeing, early in the morning on Saturday, all of the families and everybody's cooking discos and everything out on the river, making chile and breakfast and everything. So it's an awesome time.
Yeah, I might have to get out there just for the breakfast.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, JR. That is this weekend. And just go and look up JR on his Facebook page or the Boys Club, Girls Club of Carlsbad, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can get all the details there, or you can call JR, like he said. One more time with your number there, JR.
575-361-9580.
Appreciate you, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That is JR Deporto talking about the fishing derby coming up. Now, we don't have a Shake Shack around here, but there's a lot of places that do. Have you ever been to a Shake Shack?
I've never been to a Shake Shack.
Well, they got new holiday shake flavors at Shake Shack. They have a sticky toffee pudding shake, which kind of sounds okay. And a Christmas cookie shake, which to me sounds like it's all sugar.
Sure.
That's what it sounds like. All right. Now for Thanksgiving, again, coming up this weekend, inspired by Friends, there was an episode where Ross talked about his Moist Maker sandwich. Heinz has come up with the perfect sauce for leftover turkey sandwiches, and it's called Heinz Leftover Gravy Sauce. And that can be picked up at just about any grocery store right now. Gee, you think they rolled that out just in time for Thanksgiving?
Maybe.
They did. All right, we're going to take a break, get with the news. When we come back, we got the good news of the day. We're going to get to more of your texts talking about conspiracy theories and whatnot. And we got some stories about an anti-ICE ordinance up in Bernalillo. We're going to talk about Mondami in New York. And we're going to talk about the White House firing back at a left-wing professor who wants to resegregate schools.
Ooh.
That, and we got some other things coming up too. And you never know, we're going to get to lots of good text. So if you got a good conspiracy text, go ahead and text us now while we're at the break, and then we'll have them lined up. 877-396-9105. It is 9 o'clock straight up. We're in Ruidoso, KWES 93.5 FM, in Albuquerque at KDAZ 700 AM 96.9 FM, and in Southeast New Mexico at KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM. Like I said, it is straight up 9 o'clock. Here's the news.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. The prince bearing gifts after a White House welcome with military flyover and a gala dinner. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman pledging $1 trillion in U.S. investment to President Trump.
I appreciate that. That's great. We're doing numbers that nobody's ever done. And in all fairness, if you didn't see potential in the U.S., you wouldn't be doing it.
After last night's White House gala with Elon Musk, Ronaldo, Tim Cook, the prince joins a U.S.-Saudi investment summit today at the Kennedy Center. The Senate follows the House the same day, approving a full release of the Jeffrey Epstein files from the Justice Department, no matter the harm to the implicated. And what about the victims? The GOP's Nancy Mace.
For the women out there like myself who haven't gotten justice, this is a moment that gives, I hope, all of us hope across the country.
America is listening to Fox News.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Michael's Prescription Corner is your one-stop shop for all of your medication needs. Whether you're under the weather or just need your med refills while you're on the road, Oilfield, we're talking to you. The team at Michael's can get you filled and on your way. With 4 locations serving Lee County, it's guaranteed hometown service with a smile you can count on. Michael's Prescription Corner is located in Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, and now open in Chow. Visit michaelsrxcorner.com for all location information or simply download their app to submit your refills today. Michael's Prescription Corner, proudly serving all of Lee County.
I'm Ruben. I work at Chevron, and this is my New Mexico. My main thing is family time, off-roading on the trails, letting my kids experience the world. And I'm glad that Chevron is doing its part for future generations, lowering our carbon intensity in New Mexico. Oh, I feel very proud when I'm wearing my Chevron logo.
Learn more at chevron.com/Ruben.
Let's face it, there's no opportune time for your furnace or water heater to go out. But the sad truth is, eventually, they will. When the time comes that you need to replace either of them, Zia Natural Gas Company offers energy efficiency rebates that can put some of that hard-earned money back in your pocket. Visit zngc.com to learn more about all of the ways you can get money back through their energy efficiency program. Zia Natural Gas Company. Naturally, a better way.
What's really going on is Daniel Velos here at Permian Ford Lincoln. Guys, if you are interested in any electric vehicles, we have our Mustang Mach-E that is on a super sale. I'm telling you guys, we got thousands off. We got 0% for 72 months, and we'll even give you access to our turbocharger here for a year at the dealership. Come by and check us out. Come by and inquire. Right now it's the time to buy. We got 2 left, and we're making deals on those bad boys. Right here in the corner of Sanger and El Paso here in Hobbs, America. Come check us out.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy GMC or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hardly. But as times evolved, so did the demand for standout styles. Enter the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, Lapco, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional as they perform. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need uniforms that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
You can tell the master I'm done for the day.
Today's show is brought to you by your local Walmart store. That reminds you, we'll be closed on Thanksgiving. We're doing that so that everyone who uses our self-checkout aisles can spend the day with family and friends. See you the day after for Total Chaos Friday.
906 on B and the Breakfast Club. I love that. You know, they're closed on Thanksgiving, so all the people who do the self-checkout can have the day off. I love it. Ariana Grande. She's going to host the final Saturday Night Live of the year. Yes, it is still on TV. It's the Christmas episode on December 20th. And Cher is going to be the musical guest. I wonder if it's old Cher or young Cher or mummified Cher.
I've never been like a huge fan of Cher, but I've never been like against her either.
Right.
I don't really know enough. I just know a couple of her songs, and then I watched that movie,
Gypsies,
Mermaids.
Tramps, and Thieves.
No, I don't know her old music. I just know her new. Do you believe
The one,
that one.
isn't that the one she was sitting on the battleship in fishnet outfit? Like, very revealing. I hear she likes the young dudes.
She does. She's with a younger black gentleman.
She said it keeps her young. I think that's what she said. There was an an episode of Beavis and Butthead about that.
Really?
Where she was the guest on there.
Listen.
And old Butthead was trying to.
I ain't mad at her. I am not mad at her.
Again, our text line 877-396-9105. We're talking about everything. We're talking, Epstein files. We're talking what's going on in Washington and Albuquerque and Santa Fe and your favorite conspiracy theory. That's always fun. And then when you tell us what that is, tell us if you believe it. 877-396-9105. We'll get to that in just a second. There's a prisoner in Australia, and they are challenging the ban on inmates eating Vegemite. And they're claiming in a court lawsuit that withholding Vegemite, which is a yeast-based spread, that it breaches his human right to enjoy the culture as an Australian. Monica, you ever eat Vegemite?
I have not. I've never even heard of it.
You've never heard of Vegemite?
No.
Have you ever listened to Men at Work? And that song Down Under?
Yeah.
He talks about eating a Vegemite sandwich. In that song, he talks about eating a Vegemite sandwich. And I'm going to tell you that it's an acquired taste, I am sure. I've had it a couple times, and I'll pass on it.
What is it made of?
It's a yeast-based spread.
Yeast.
Yeah, like stuff you make bread out of. It's that.
Like, probably tastes like yeast infection.
Yeast. Yeah, it's got some other stuff in it too, but it's
kidding.
like they like it,
Hey,
but everywhere when you're from somewhere or whatever, you might have things like that, and that's one of Australia's things.
Hey, really quick,
Yeah.
before we end the show,
Yeah.
Those of you who joined late, Blake, will you tell them again where B is this morning?
B was going to seek medical advice for his massive headache that a couple of listeners gave him yesterday by picking on the way he talks.
No.
That's only slightly an exaggeration. He really does. He really did have a headache. He's gotten no sleep, no rest. And I think it has a lot to do with the stress that he's been under since he went to visit his mom. He's still there, who has had some medical issues recently. And so he didn't sleep at all, had a huge headache all day yesterday, all night last night, and it just couldn't be on the air this morning. And it's sometimes when you're doing a show like this, a headache is really, really amplified.
Oh.
And his is probably, he lives with one all the time just because of things that he's undergone. But think of the worst migraine, and that's what he's had for over a day.
Yeah.
And so he was going to seek medical advice on that and took the day off so that he could do so, because obviously he doesn't have a doctor down there. So he's going to have to go get in at a clinic or wherever he's going. So that's where he is. We hope he's back tomorrow. Our prayers go out to him and his mom and everybody else. And we'll hear from him here in a little while, I'm sure. We're going to get to the text, 877-396-9105. As a matter of fact, go ahead. Let's do a few of them now. Save a few, but do a few now. And we'll get to a few more stories after that.
Michelle Lujan Grisham is actually an Oompa Loompa, said Gary from the Patch. That's his favorite conspiracy theory. Patricia, I just wanted to, she was the one who was asking him because she's such a,
well, that's where he's at, Patricia.
Yeah, she's a loyal listener, so I felt like we owed her an explanation. Jeff Rose says Operation Coon-ass Kevin B. B could be in charge. And they need to go to the Meta site in Holly Ridge, Louisiana, round up all of those illegal immigrant truck drivers who can't speak English but have a CDL. The Charlie Kirk assassination was a government job, and Tyler Robinson is just a patsy. Michelle Lujan Grisham is actually an Oompa Loompa. Oh, I just read that one. Jimmy Burnside said that one is Turn Back Time, the one
on the gun.
Cher on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just remember the video. I don't remember the music that went with it.
If I could find a way. Fat Pappy says it's severe cranial rectal inversion. Fat Pappy, be nice. Ew, Monica, how do you know what yeast infection tastes like? I don't, bro. I just thought it was a great time to bring up yeast infection.
Look, you make bread with yeast. And if you've ever had like a dough that's heavy on the yeast, do that, but make it more of a, don't snap.
Sorry.
It's killing me.
I'm sorry.
No. But, so when you get that kind of a mixture, it don't taste very good. I'm telling you, I've had it. It is like, as an American, I'm like, yeah, you guys can keep that.
Yeah. Thanks a lot now. Thanks a lot, Blake. Now gypsies, tramps, and thieves is stuck in my head.
You're welcome.
Clueless. All right, we've got just a few left.
I have a phone call holding.
Go ahead.
You want to bet if it's for Tradio?
I bet it's for Tradio.
What do y'all think? You think it's for Tradio? Let's find out. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From Lovington. I was hoping Tradio would be on. What's going on?
Hey, you helped us win a bet. Wait till 9:30. Call back.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's so
it's the reason why this time of day I normally don't answer the phone, but
Chris from Dexter said, "Do you realize that one drop of the blood of Jesus can take away the sins of the whole world? I would not speak of it lightly."
What about the hair of
Chris
Kardashian?
from Dexter. Oh, I will plead.
Remember
the
those
blood
underwear with
everywhere?
The hair things?
I be slinging that blood everywhere. Every time I get in my car, when my kids
Monica
leave,
all bloody.
texters texting in all kinds of stuff. I sling the blood of Jesus.
If you wonder why there's red drops all
I don't
over her
take it
car.
lightly.
There it is.
Spiritually, there's
It's
blood
not-
everywhere. In
look,
the studio, everywhere.
The blood all over the front of her car is not because of something else or that she hit somebody. It's because of that.
For the New Mexico fish drawing contest, hopefully somebody will draw MLG and submit her as the New Mexico the New Mexico sucker fish.
I was kind of upset they weren't going to allow adults to do that. Like, it's for kids, right?
This texter said, my conspiracy theory is that oil is dinosaur shite. Listen.
That's partially true, though. Like, if this was Snopes, you'd have to say partially true because oil is made from dead dinosaurs.
Whoa.
Well, they probably still had some of that in their system, so therefore partially true.
That's crazy. I'm taking it to the guy never heard the song from TLC No Scrubs as far
Right.
as boob of the day. My conspiracy theory is that if I text you my conspiracy theory, government agencies that do not exist will show up at my house and I'll be an unalived Clinton style.
They'll hit you with that flashy thing.
I say my conspiracy theory is we did not land on the moon because it takes all this stuff to get it up to space, and you're telling me they just jumped into a little ship with legs unsteady and just bounced away? LOL.
Well, and we've talked about the moon a couple of times this morning, and recently the Chinese astronauts, right? They did some photographing of the moon, they said,
Mm-hmm.
and they still have the lander craft. They had a picture of it, of the lander craft from when we landed on the moon. So are the Chinese in on that? Where does that play into that conspiracy? Actually, the moon landing is a great one to talk about because there's evidence that could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm surprised we haven't heard yet?
What?
The Twin Towers. We haven't heard anything about 9/11. And we haven't heard about this. I was surprised this one hadn't come up either.
Okay, go for it.
Remember the Baltimore Bridge collapse that is going to cost $5.2 billion to replace, and Joe Biden put us on the hook for? Well, apparently they are saying what caused it. Obviously, the boat running into it, but they're not going into the rest of why all the rest of it fell down.
Sure.
They said a loose signal wire caused the blackout on the ship that made it crash into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Now, they said that they're blaming the Maryland Transportation Authority for failing to assess the bridge's ability to withstand a ship strike like that, and that collapsed everything. Of course, that was back in March of last year when it lost power, struck one support pier, and the whole bridge went down.
Yeah.
Right? So this is their final report, and it found that a single misinstalled wire that led to the total power loss on that ship, which took out the steering, and because it was already angling for that support, that it took that out. And they said that the whole thing could have been prevented if Maryland would have followed safety recommendations issued years earlier on these ships. So that's kind of interesting because, they lost, I think it was 6 people. It doesn't say, I'm sure it does somewhere in here, but I think it was 6 people that were killed. But those were workers on the highway, if you remember, because they were up on the bridge and didn't have a chance to evacuate. And so they were killed when that ship did that and the entire bridge collapsed, which I'm sure that some of them on the far side were thinking, oh, we'll be okay. Like,
yeah.
Even if it hits the thing, it's not going to knock the bridge down.
Wow.
But it did. I'm surprised we haven't heard that. What other conspiracy theories have we not heard? What is your favorite conspiracy? You still have a few minutes to get it to us, 877-396-9105. Now, socialist Zoran Mondani, he won't stop asking his supporters to give him money. Yeah.
Wow.
He's continuing to ask supporters to send more money following his election. He's a communist. He wants to redistribute wealth. Yeah, he really wants to redistribute it from you to him.
Right.
Like most on the tops of the communist chain, that's what they want, right? He posted on X yesterday that he needs to raise at least $4 million to pay his employees. He said he needs to vet 50,000 resumes that he's received, and he needs to implement his social policies. Now, he bragged his campaign is not relying on wealthy donors, but wants to take the money from the average working American. Yeah, he says he only has 50 days to do it. He has to go through all those resumes, and he has to get the transition going because he doesn't get matching public funds from it, i.e. tax dollars, right? So he's got to do this. He said that they've already raised about $1 million, but they need 77 more total. So he wants $77 million.
How much you want to bet he'll get it? But he won't get it from Americans.
I don't know. He says he's got to do that $4 million that we're talking about by January 1st.
He's going to get everything that he's asking for, but he's not getting it from Americans.
Well, the money? Yeah, maybe.
I'll bet you money.
But you know, all the things he's talked about doing in New York, he can't legally do.
Right.
All of his campaign promises that he, pulled the wool over the eyes of his young voting base, he can't do it.
Wow.
It's crazy. I don't know.
Stupid.
Does anybody have a conspiracy theory about that? Anyway, what do we got on the text, Monica?
Well, I just went and looked up Vegemite sandwiches because I need to.
No, you don't need
that. I don't need it.
I don't think you'll like it.
They say faking the moon landing would have been harder than actually going to the moon. Is yeast spread as bad as hummus? It looks like
hummus.
It would be. I like hummus.
Hummus
though.
is good stuff.
It's
If you get
good.
the rightly made hummus, oh yeah.
HEB doesn't sell Vegemite for a reason.
Right.
MLG isn't a Oompa Loompa. She's a duende. What does that mean?
Get the HEB red pepper hummus. Oh my, it's good. Good stuff.
Oilfield Trash Bin said, I believe Vegemite is made from the sludge at the bottom of the beer. That when they're done making beer, the yeasty substance at the bottom is what is used or is the measurement.
You say that, and I'm not going to disagree because I could see where that taste could be like that. It wasn't pleasant to me. I'll say it that way.
I had a huge headache all day yesterday, all night, last night, and just couldn't be weird. And that sometimes when you're doing a show like this, a headache is really, really amplified.
Mm-hmm.
And his is probably, he lives with one all the time, just saying, because of the things that he's undergone. But think of the worst migraine, and that's what he's had for over a day. So he was going to seek medical advice on that.
What? Is
Somebody literally
transcribed what I was saying?
Yes.
There's a conspiracy right there. AI is trying to take over our show. We're not going to let that happen. Hate AI.
So, no, honestly,
say no to data centers. Say no to AI. Like, I'm going to go right here, right now. Call your local representatives. Send them emails. Tell them you do not want a data center in your area.
Okay, bye.
And it's quite simple. You like water. If you're in our listening area, water is a good thing, and they're going to take all the water, and they're going to take all the power. If you listen to my news, there's a story in there about Chevron making a natural gas power plant that could power over 1 million homes.
Oh, wow.
But all of that power, not going to homes, going to go to AI data centers.
Vegemite tastes like dirt, says a texter. Ooh, I've got to get my hands on it then. Serious. So what backdoor deal did Trump make with Saudi Arabia to get them to invest $1 trillion? Quien sabe? Big John Braunschweiger is the best.
I like Braunschweiger.
I don't know what that is. Duende
It's a German.
Okay. Duende is an evil dwarf / gnome. And Chuck from Hobbs says, I thought it was strange. The Las Vegas shooter during the concert house was broken into under FBI surveillance and the computer was stolen. The Mexican president have been bought by the cartels since their inception, or at least a president or two after their inception, says Dexter's lab secretary. I have a book of conspiracy theories. I couldn't pick just one favorite.
Right.
Haha.
We'll do more of these in the future.
Jose, by the way, says, what about the Mandela effect?
Yeah, Mandela.
Yeah, Mandela effect.
So that is basically when they turned on the CERN super collider, that this dimension and an alternate dimension that's very similar but slightly different merged. And so the people merged, right? So some things, like you remember Fruit of the Loom labels that it had the cornucopia on it. Well, they say that never existed. And if you go look at a Fruit of the Loom label now, it doesn't have it on there.
I remember the cornucopia.
Yes. That's one of the big ones. So go look up Mandela Effect and we'll go from there. I got one more story and then we got to get to the good news and then we got to get out of here because Tradio's coming up fast. The government has released newly declassified Amelia Earhart disappearance records. Now I bring this up because, Amelia Earhart has some Southeast New Mexico ties. She landed here once in Hobbs on Main Street.
No way.
Yes. Go look it up.
Liza, don't. No.
Go look it up. She did. Yeah, they released 4,624 pages related to her disappearance. Yeah, they did that on Friday. And that includes the last known communications, maps, tables, and logs. And her last communication was on July 2nd of 1937, the day she disappeared over the Pacific. And it said, "We are on line 157, 337. We'll repeat message. We will repeat." And that's the last transmission. So yeah. So they searched for her. They said that they haven't ever found her, although there are a lot of things that have pointed to a few distinct areas where there were potential landing sites, crash landing sites, islands, things like that. And, it was in the middle of 250,000 square miles in the Pacific. So, but they've released, a lot, 4,600 pages of information on Amelia Earhart. So if you're an Amelia Earhart fan, you can go and look those up. They have been declassified. Hey,
you
Russ.
must not have heard me whenever you text in and you said LOL. And I said, Russ, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to join us. Come tell us what your favorite conspiracy theory is. I love that you bring out the Texan in me.
I love the flat Earth thing.
Do you?
And recently they just released a film on it yesterday. You can go to YouTube, and 10 of the top flat earthers traveled to Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Where they was going to go up there and prove that the sun moved in a straight line. And they went up there, and for 24 hours, they watched the sun revolve around them on the exact same plane. And still, there was one holdout. 9 experts went, okay, we're wrong. And the 10th guy was like, no, and he's trying to explain it. And he's got 9 of his own people looking at him like, time to fold, dude, time to fold.
Time to fold. Like I said, my favorite thing to say about them is they have members all over the globe, all around the globe.
Yeah.
We still got to get to good news coming up. We're going to get to Tradio in a minute. And if you like the flat earth theory, go look up Birds Aren't Real.
Okay, that would be the next one.
It is. The government killed all the birds and replaced them with spying drones. It was started as a parody, but there are people that apparently believe it.
Since
So
we're kind of filling here, I'm going
No,
have you noticed something in the news?
No.
That for a month, all you've heard is Epstein,
Mm-hmm.
Epstein, and Donald Trump says, cool, let's release it all.
That's what we talked about earlier.
And the news stories have just suddenly disappeared. You can't get one of the left-wing media they can't even pronounce Epstein this morning.
Because they're getting ready to be a lot of Democrats lassoed by their own rope. Just saying. Let's get to good news, Monica.
All right.
Good news being brought to us this morning by Herschel Rustin Hayes, your farmer's insurance agent. He's at 1109 West Avenue D in Lovington. 575-396-0513. Auto, home, life, commercial insurance. Give Herschel Rustin Hayes a call today. 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
2 cops in South Brunswick, New Jersey, pulled a guy from a burning cart and saved his life. It happened November 9th, and they just shared the video. The 26-year-old driver had some sort of medical issue and crashed into a tree. His phone sensed the crash and auto-dialed 911. There's a BuzzFeed article. If you need some inspiration, someone asked people to name a single sentence or statement that's stuck with them and some bite-sized advice you heard once. It's helped guide you through your life. Some examples included: don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Ooh, that one's good. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. And if you never say no, how valuable is your yes? Ooh, that's so good. And number 3, a casino in Virginia handed out 500 turkeys for their second annual Thanksgiving Vibes turkey giveaway. All the birds went to families of cancer survivors and people impacted by the government shutdown.
That's awesome.
Those are good news stories for today.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Russ, you're coming up with Tradio.
We'll be on in just a minute to buy, sell, or trade.
We will. You're going to have some interesting things, I think, today. We're going to get out of here. News being brought to you this morning by Roaches Air Conditioning and Heating. It's the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 years in the business, Roaches Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. They service residential and commercial, as well as industrial units for the patch. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems. Financing is also available. You can get it all. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today, and it's really important when we're at the changing of the seasons like we are now. Again, 575-631-1999 for Roaches Air Conditioning and Heating. We are out of here. Russ, you're up next.
See you on Tradio.
With Tradio.
Leave it on 105.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. Alexis Avila, the Hobbs woman convicted of throwing her newborn baby in the dumpster about 4 years ago, has lost her appeal. She was sentenced to 16 years in prison after a jury found her guilty of child abuse and attempted